welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
Welcome back here to McMorran Place Arena. Prowlers and Rock Lobsters getting set to battle for the third time this season and the first time ever here at McMorran Place. Will Wiggleman here to take you through it on the PHP Network. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. But before we get you started here in tonight's game, let's give you a little appetizer by taking a look at last night's games for these two teams. We'll start with the Prowlers, who were here against the Watertown Wolves, an in-division rival that they only faced one time this season. Port Huron held a 3-0 lead in the second period of that game and ended up holding on to win it 3-2. It's the fifth straight one-goal game for the Port Huron Prowlers, as they've played a lot of close ones recently, plenty of overtime as well as their previous three meetings before last night, all against the Danbury Hat-Tricks, went beyond regulation. While Terry Nusiainen picked up his 15th win of the season after making 32 saves, or 27 saves, pardon me, and his 15th win of the season ties him for the third most in a single season in Prowlers history. Meanwhile, the Rock Lobsters were about 45 minutes south of here against the Motor City Rockers down at Big Boy Arena. They came away with a 4-1 victory, heavily outshooting Motor City 49-22. Josh Rosenzweig got the win with 21 saves, and he even got an assist on the empty netter, although he was about inches away from scoring on the empty net. That could have been the first goalie goal in FPHL history, but instead he picks up the secondary assist on that goal, and the Rock Lobsters win it 4-1 over the Rockers. We take a look at the standings. Been a while for those following here on the PHP Network since we've seen the Continental Division standings, but you see them there now. Columbus kind of separating itself a little bit in third place. Meanwhile, Baton Rouge has continued to tumble down the standings and now just 3 points ahead of Blue Ridge. Monroe a little bit out of it right now, 11 points back, but still with a chance to continue to climb back into it. Meanwhile, on the other side, or higher up there, Athens is stalking Carolina for that top spot in the division, just 7 points back right now. Meanwhile, on the Empire Division side, the Prowlers can jump into third in the division with a victory and a Wolves loss. Thanks to the win over Watertown last night, Port Huron just 2 points back of the Wolves right now. Well, Kason Gallant is going to be a player to watch tonight for Athens, one of the best power play specialists in the FPHL. Not just a power play specialist, as he has 27 goals in just 41 games this season. But 11 of those goals have come on the man advantage, tied for the FPHL lead in power play goals with Binghamton's Don Olivieri. And guess what? The first time these teams ever met down in Athens, he scored the game winner on the power play in the third period. Now, Kason Gallant will be important to watch, especially if and when the Lobsters get on the man advantage. Lucas Lockney, meanwhile, certainly always a guy to watch for the Port Huron Prowlers. He's up to 11 goals, 14 assists, 25 points in 19 games this season. Of course, he spent about a couple months actually, in the SPHL with the Quad City Storm, but he did not play against the Rock Lobsters in Athens when these teams were matched up there all the way back in late December. But over his last 6 games, 3 goals, 5 assists, 8 points, had a goal last night while playing on a line with Matt Graham and Reggie Millette, as the Prowlers elected to try and maximize the offensive production that they could get by going top heavy with that top line. Graham currently the team leader with 16 goals, and of course Millette and Lockney with all kinds of skill and ability. And we'll see if that line can produce some more goals here tonight, as they will be sticking together. As far as our projected lines go, it will be all of the same skaters out there, same lineup for the Prowlers as their victory over the Watertown Wolves last night. Reed Cooper will take over between the pipes to try and get himself back in the win column, as we are just minutes away from the start of our game here tonight in Port Huron between the Prowlers and the Athens Rock Lobsters, as the Prowlers were swept by the Rock Lobsters in their two-game set in Athens back in late December, losing the Saturday game in overtime. Both games were one-goal games. These two teams very tight, but also very, very different than they were back then. Both teams have improved significantly, and the Rock Lobsters, a team that came in with players with a lot of pedigree, some great resumes coming into this season, and when those guys are playing up to their elite prospects pages, they are one of the best, if not the best team in the FPHL. Of course, if you're just joining us, it is Taking a Shot at Breast Cancer Night here at McMorran Place. The referees will be wearing special pink jerseys. Prowlers wearing black and pink jerseys here tonight for, again, breast cancer awareness. And those jerseys will be auctioned off. The game-worn ones will be auctioned off afterwards here in the arena to benefit the Taking a Shot at Breast Cancer Foundation. And if you're not here but you want to check out more about the foundation or even donate, go to takingashotatbreastcancer.com and learn more about that great organization that the Prowlers partner with every single year. We wait for the Rock Lobsters to hit the ice, shortly followed by the Port Huron Prowlers, who are trying to pick up some big points here tonight. And these two teams are trying to get to different places in their respective divisions, as Athens firmly above Columbus for that second spot, but they have their sights aimed upwards into first place. And the Carolina Thunderbirds, meanwhile, the Prowlers trying to get into third and out of that play-in game area. Of course, the 4-5 teams in each division will have to play a play-in game for the right to face off against the top team in that respective division. Let's give you tonight's starting lineup for the Athens Rock Lobsters. It's going to be Karshan Carrick and Timur Gavrilovich, the newest Lobster on defense. Garrett Milan, Danil Glukariev, and Orca Weisblatt up front, and William Lavilliere between the pipes. Taking out ice level for the rest of tonight's pregame ceremonies.
Welcome to the Prowler Spirit, presented by C.L. Spirit. Ashland, Carly, Jen, Maggie, Paige, Serenity. The Prowler Spirit are coached by let's welcome the HD Press with your Port Huron Prowlers! That's welcome the Prowlers has been ground with assistant coaches are Alex Johnson and Chris Collins. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and gentlemen, may we suggest removing your caps as we honor America and salute the men and women serving our country with the singing of our national anthem. Sponsored by Derek Lynn by Mike Batchelor. We remind all members of the armed forces and veterans who are present but not in uniform that you may render the military salute. Well, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Miss Emily Gowdy. Report to the table on the entrance for our ceremonial puck drop. Dropping this puck tonight is Cassandra Shot.
Emily Gowdy, who started taking a shot at Breast Cancer Foundation on tonight's anthem and a very special ceremonial puck drop. You see there Cassandra Shott, who works in the box office here at McMorran Place and has been battling breast cancer, is going to drop the puck here tonight. Very special here at McMorran Place. And of course, we wish her all the best. And looks like she has herself a custom jersey over there as well. Let's take a look at tonight's starting goaltending matchup. It will be William Lavaliere for the Athens Rock Lobsters. And he is undefeated so far as a Rock Lobster. 6-0 with Athens, and he shut out the Prowlers in his only start against them. That came last season, and he was a member of the Columbus River Dragons. Reed Cooper is back between the pipes for Port Huron. He was in between the pipes last Saturday when the Prowlers fell to the Danbury Hat Tricks in overtime, trying to get himself back in the win column. Lavaliere has also played for Columbus and the Monroe Moccasins so far this season. He's found plenty of success here in Athens, and he'll try to continue that against the Prowlers. It'll be Jamie Bussell to draw against Garrett Milan. And we will get the Munger Physical Therapy first period and this game underway. Paul Jean to drop the puck between them, and we are off. There is Garrett Milan, who sits second in the FPHL in goals and points, third in the league in assists, one of the best players in the FPHL. Austin Federley goes off the glass, drops for Bussell, and he enters the offensive zone on his backhand off the side of the cage. Orko Weisblatt lays it over towards Milan. Weisblatt on IR the last time these two teams played, but certainly a top-line player for the Lobsters. Braden Simmons-Fisher back for it. Rimmed it up to Graham, and Lockney chips it out. A couple of different numbers for the Prowlers, as you'll get sometimes during these specialty jersey nights. We'll give you those at the next whistle when we get an opportunity. Kason Galat sent that one all the way through and wide. Adam Oja to Russell. And now Gallant touches it on for Brandon Picard, former Prowler. Had his shot blocked by Simmons Fisher. Dig away behind the net, pops out in front. Kyle Russell, a shot over top of the cage. Not sure if Cooper got a piece of that or not. Battled for along the half wall. 3 players on each side trying to pull it out. And finally, Prowlers able to work it to Matt Graham. Over to Lockney on the left wing. His shot, he scores! Lucas Lockney with a wrister from the outside, and Lavalier missed it. And the Prowlers have an early lead. Put pucks on net, you never know what's going to happen. Lucas Lockney with his 12th of the year, and it just looked like Lavalier simply missed it with the glove. As Lockney went to the far side with that shot. And Port Huron scores on the very first shot of the game tonight, and has the 1-0 lead. Sent around by Brian Parsons. Luke James took a hit there from Kyle Powell, one of the newest Lobsters. Brendan Ronan on for Powell. He dumps it in. 6'6", 240-pound Powell. Not to be confused with Kyle Powell, who was here last night as a member of the Watertown Wolves. So Matt Graham picks up the only assist on the goal by Lockney in the early lead to Port Huron. That's the first goal Lavalier has ever given up to the Port Huron Prowlers. This is his second start against them. Cooper rims it all the way up and out of the zone. Fresh off the bench is Carter Shinkarik, the Lobsters captain. It was D to Gavrilovic. His pass taken away. Bussell had it knocked off his stick. Goes back for Johnson. Harassed by Weisblatt. And now Lockhart. Tipped along by Marty. Federley tried to touch it back to Bussell, but it was picked off by Garrett Milan. Gavrilovic to Shinkarik. Watched there by Bussell. 3 minutes gone in period 1. Prowlers with a 1-0 lead. If you're just joining us, Lucas Lockney has the only goal so far. Shinkarik dumps this one around. Glukariev and Marty on that puck. Here's Milan. Little toe drag, tripped up. And we continue play. Weisblatt chasing that one down right in front of his own net. Watched by his number 88 opposite, Dylan Marty. Shinkarik tried to feed a pass across, popped up in the air. Bussell able to settle it down, or Graham, pardon me, able to settle it down. Lobsters worked out. It's poked in towards Adam Heinzel. Heinzel directs traffic behind his own net. He approached 4 minutes gone in period 1. 1 shot, 1 goal so far in this game. Millette in on the forecheck. He grabs that puck along the half wall, turns towards the net, and a save by Lavalier. And he'll hang on for a whistle. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, Prowlers with a couple of different numbers here tonight. Again, that will happen with specialty jersey nights. Lucas Lockney, our only goal scorer so far, wearing number 17 instead of his usual 77. That comes with an A on the chest because that was Tucker Scantleberry's jersey. Of course, he is still inactive in the SPHL. Braden Simmons Fisher wearing number 12 instead of his usual 85, and Vinny DeCumbis wearing number 20. Here's Milletta shot, kick save by Lavalier. Heinzel came back in, and it's tipped just wide. Graham spinning in front, looking for Lockney. Heinzel a blast, and it's gloved and held by Lavalier. Prowlers causing some havoc in the Lobster zone. Trying to build on this 1-0 lead, and it's that same line that scored. Graham, Millette, and Lockney. Adam Heinzel with a couple of good opportunities there as well. Port Huron up on shots early, 4-0. Sim wins it back. Parsons couldn't keep it alive at the line. Dumps it right back in. Russell with his head up behind the net. Hands it up for Oja. Picard taps it right back to Adam Oja. Russell up to Picard, tried to dump it in, didn't get very far as he hit the linesman. Now they get deep. Parsons took a hit from Gallant. Stiles tried to go off the boards, couldn't do it. Gallant to the net, and he tried to shoot it from the goal line, couldn't hit the target. Stiles has a man breaking, it's to Cumbus, gets it to him on his backhand, and he pushed it just wide. Picard collects in the far corner. Drops it off for Powell. Long lead pass off of Malik Johnson's stick. And now Parsons goes back to Lockhart. But Lockhart looks to work his way up ice into the offensive zone. Couldn't get past Colatarsi. It's kicked back to Prowler territory. Bussell knocked off his stick. Now Federley just bounces it out of his own end. Back for it is Colatarsi, the veteran defenseman. Colatarsi right back on it. Flips it high and out. Johnson able to block it down. Lockhart tosses it back to the Lobsters' end. And icing called against the Prowlers. Just over 6 minutes gone in period one. Lucas Lockney, the only goal scorer so far. We'll take a break right here on the PHP Network.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rear-view mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
The Eastern Michigan Small Business Network, providing resources and funding to help start or grow your business. Small business support in participating Region 6 counties. Take advantage of the network's free training and events for entrepreneurs and small business owners. The Eastern Michigan Small Business Network aims to boost your chances of success. Learn more about the network's Small Business Cohort Program. With rentable workspaces, business coaching, training, and funding opportunities, it's time to become a client of the Eastern Michigan Small Business Network.
Back here in Port Huron, Prowlers with an early 1-0 lead, thanks to a goal by Lucas Lockney just 1 minute and 36 seconds in. Face-off will be to Reed Cooper's right here. It'll come between Hunter Alden and Jamie Bussell. Going back to the point, Colatarsi's shot fought off by Cooper. He just got a piece with the shoulder. Poked in to Lobsters territory. Literally dumps it right back in again. Colatarsi, lead pass looking for Dion Demke. He took a hit from Heinzel. And Graham takes the puck. Simmons Fisher took a hit behind the net. Regains control and starts to head up ice. Tried to go to Lockney. And all the confusion, Lobsters take over. Colatarsi. Sent the pass all the way up. Icing waved off. Simmons Fisher has to play it. Over to Heinzel. Now Millette. Rink wide feed. Knocked down by Weisblatt. Tried to go to Lukariev. He and Lockney tie up. Push to the point. Shinkarik. Down to Milan. Tries to turn. Play it right off of Reggie Millette's skate, and he tries to go up on a counter. Lockney dumps it around. Millette hard after it. Gave it up as he was surrounded, and Weisblatt the other way. On for Milan. Johnson comes over to defend and take the puck off his stick. Johnson floats it all the way up ice. He had Federley at the Lobsters blue line, but couldn't get all the way through. Loose puck grabbed by Shinkarik. And plays it back for his defense partner, Gavrilovich. popped out, loose puck, and it's backhanded wide by Bussell. As that puck just ended up right in front of Lavalier in the slot. Jamie Bussell just wide on his backhand, got through a couple of Prowlers. Some sloppy plays in the Athens end early on. Here's Thelstrom. Able to push it out to center. Marty on the left wing side, drops the shoulder on Russell all the way around the net. Marty still on it. He lost the puck. Penalty coming up though against Kyle Russell. So Prowlers will go to a power play as soon as the Lobsters touch up. Lavalier goes behind the net to do so. And it's a man advantage for Port Huron as the referee had some words to say to the Lobsters bench. Something must have been said by head coach Steve Martinson or somebody else. Referees tonight, Paul Jean and Jonathan Sitarski, linesmen Brandon Baines and Brian Thurnauer, and it was Sitarski who turned and had some words with the Athens bench to the delight of the Port Huron fans. This Prowlers power play went 0-3 last night against the Wolves. 11th in the league right now, 17.8%. This is the top penalty kill in the FPHL for the Rock Lobsters, 88.8%. They did go just 1 for 2 against Motor City last night. Granted, that was a 5-minute man advantage after a crazy scrum. I think scrum might be putting it way too lightly. Ensued, and it ended up with Philip Virgili getting a 1-game suspension for hair pulling. As the Lobsters trying to go to work short-handed, this one floated behind the Prowler net. Johnson takes over there. Milan hard in on the forecheck. Lobsters do have 8 short-handed goals this season. Milan just pushed that one wide from the slot. Now Port Huron takes over. Millette spins around Milan, but then couldn't dance past Weisblatt. Milan knocked down by Lockney, and now the Prowlers move the other way. But the pass goes awry. Port Huron has to regroup once again. Minute 10 left on the Prowlers power play that has gone absolutely nowhere so far. Again, last time it was Virgili getting the 1-game suspension for hair pulling. That 5-minute major was what put the Rockers on the power play, and they scored their only goal of the game. It was late in the third, and it's already a 3-0 lead at that point before they scored. And Motor City did not manage another goal. Up to Bussell. Pass was missed by Sim Kolatarsi. Off a stick, out of play, and it came all the way up here to the broadcast booth. Banged off the wall, and now it's a souvenir. Have to stay alert everywhere in the arena. And the professional that she is, Kim running the camera, didn't even flinch. .32 seconds left on this Port Huron man advantage. Yet to have a shot on net, and really yet to have any zone time. They'll get an offensive zone face-off here, and Graham wins it back. Federley floats it through, punched away by Lavalier, and Kolatarsi just threw it over to the corner. He did grab it and throw it, but Prowlers wanted something on that. The arm stayed down. Lukariev held up along the boards, and it's chipped out by Malik Johnson. He and Federley hustling after it. They lock up, and Millette comes in for the puck. Final seconds ticking off this Prowlers power play. They're 0 for 1 now. Lockney to Thelstrom, takes a look off the bar. Oh, the goal judge turned the light on, but the referee waved it off, no goal. Now Graham back in towards Lockney. That one didn't go. That pass didn't connect, and Ronan hands off for Shinkarik. Sent in, Milan scores! Garrett Milan with a little toe drag in the shot. 5-hole on Reed Cooper, and the Lobsters tie things up. After Ludwig Fellstrom hit the crossbar on one end, who else but Garrett Milan with his 31st goal of the season, able to tie things up. And it looks like that one from Fellstrom definitely hit the crossbar because there's no motion. Take a look at it. We'll play on a 1-1 game now, thanks to Garrett Milan. He's on the puck now. Gavrilovic over to Shinkarik. Back towards Gavrilovic. He hangs out behind his own net. Shinkarik and Ronan picking up the assists on the goal by Garrett Milan. Fed up to Marty. Drop off. Bussell to the point. Simmons Fisher all the way across to Heinzel. Down low looking for the tip. And it just goes over behind the net. Lukariev sends it out all the way down. Took a hard check from Marty as he did. Icing waved off. Heinzel reversed for Simmons Fisher. Took a hit from Weisblatt. Kept in Lukariev and Heinzel after. And Lukariev finishes his check. Picard grabs the loose puck. Sent it on net. And Cooper steers it to the corner. Pass to Jacobus kind of handcuffed him a little bit, so Kolatarsi's back with it. Powell, feed pass on for Johnson. And Cooper steers that one to the corner as well. Simmons Fisher being chased. Lobsters with a relentless sport check when they dump the puck in. They try and cause turnovers. Here's a turnover, but it came back to Picard. And now Parsons after it in his own end. Approaching 7.5 gone here in period one. Fellstrom takes a hit from Malik Johnson. It drops in Athens territory. And Russell spins around behind his own net. Heads up ice. One tipped right into Matt Graham. Alden at the red line. Johnson tried to slip a pass through for Gallant. But that one offside at the Prowler line. Garrett Milan has tied things up here in Port Huron. It's 1-1. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
Welcome to McDonald's. How may I help you?
Can I please get a big...
What I need from you is a chicken Big Mac.
A chicken Big Mac? That's not a Big Mac.
Actually, it is.
It's not...
Not a Big Mac.
Chicken Big Mac?
Chicken bag, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, and pickles on a sesame seed bun. Enjoy.
The chicken Big Mac.
It's not a Big Mac.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
Back here in Port Huron, 7:15 left to go in the Munger Physical Therapy first period. And the Rock Lobsters have tied things up 1-1. Brendan Ronan picking up the secondary assist on that goal by Garrett Milan. And coming into this game, Ronan had 2 points in 22 games this season, and both of those points came in the same game back on January the 3rd against the Columbus River Dragons over 2 months ago. He gets himself back on the score sheet. He's out there right now, along with Alden and Demke. Dion Demke, briefly a Prowler. Played one game with Port Huron. Here's Alden going all the way around behind the net. Centering feed, and Cooper able to shut it down as Demke got a chance from in tight, and now Demke wrapping up Tristan Sim. Those two get tied up right in front of the blue paint. They'll have to be separated. Demke did not play the last time these teams matched up down in Athens. Played 1 game last season with the Prowlers and the other 7 with the Elmira River Sharks. 7 games this year for the Lobsters, just 11 shots on goal, and other stats recorded. Parsons backhands this one out of the zone. Russell gets it in from the red line. Cooper out to play it. Parsons taken in. And now he escapes the checks of Demke. Dahlstrom tried to make a pass up, blocked away. Alden down to Ronan, one-timer. And Cooper able to slide over and make the save. So that relentless Lobsters forecheck causing some more trouble for the Prowlers. And Brendan Ronan getting an opportunity for his second 2-point game of the season, pardon me. Face off, won by Milan to the wall. Gavrilovic off the back glass, comes all the way around. Glukariev first one there. There's a little reverse hit on Bussell, and worked to Shinkarik at the point before being knocked out of the zone. Bussell right on Shinkarik. He's able to spin out of it. Looking for a passing lane. Instead, he just gets the red line, tosses it in. Glukariev. So Weisblatt centering feed looking for Milan. Had his stick tied up. Federley able to dump it in. And Port Huron getting a full change going as Gavrilovic is back for it. Shinkarik. And they blow things dead. Not sure the reasoning. Something over by the benches away from the play, I guess. Looks like it will be Orca Weisblatt and Lucas Lockney both heading to the respective penalty boxes. So we may be getting some 4-on-4 action here. Indeed we will. So those two must have been jousting and chatting in front of the benches. Both of them get slashing penalties. They'll have to sit for 2 and we'll stay evened up. Johnson asked to leave this faceoff. Gallant will take it against Graham instead. Johnson taken in by Heinzel. Graham just pushes it out to center. Simmons Fisher resets. Chased by Gallant. Simmons Fisher throws on the brakes. Up to Millette and now Graham. 1-on-1 against Colatursi, and he couldn't dangle his way through. Graham with 2 Lobsters on him, puck stuck underneath. Simmons Fisher was knocked down. Looks like a penalty coming up against Athens. Johnson up to Reggie Millette, all by himself. Gives it off to Johnson, joining the play. Saved by Lavalier in the rebound. Pushed just wide by Johnson, and Johnson went toppling over Lavalier. They'll blow it dead. And a cross-checking penalty is called. And the Prowlers will have a 4-on-3 man advantage for 1 minute and 12 seconds, and then it will be 5-on-4 after that. And it's the new guy, Kyle Powell, who made his Lobsters debut yesterday. Heading to the box, and we'll have that Prowlers power play when we come back here on the PHP Network.
At Hungry Howie's, we have a flavor philosophy. It's that you deserve to mix and match the most delicious flavor you've ever had with even more of the most delicious flavor you've ever had. But how can you mix and match the most delicious flavor twice at the same time? Well, we're not in the business of logic. We're in the business of blowing your flavor-loving mind with flavor upon flavor. Philosophize on that. Get any 2 items on the mix and match menu, including the 2-topping flatbread pizza for $6.99 each.
Hungry?
Howie's!
back here in Port Huron. Just under 5 minutes left to go in the Munger Physical Therapy first period, and the Prowlers tied with the Lobsters heading to their second power play of the frame. Well, one of their power play guys, Lucas Lockney, stuck in the box right now. He'll be able to step out in 1 minute and 12 seconds. Kyle Powell in the box for cross-checking. Waived by the Birmingham Bulls of the SPHL on Thursday, signed with the Lobsters yesterday, and made his Athens debut with 3 shots on net in Motor City. See Steve Martinson having a chat with Jonathan Satarski, the referee, who's already given Martinson a warning, as everybody here in the building heard loud and clear early on in the game. Face-off will be to Lavaliere's left. Prowlers did not get a shot on their first power play. Just 1 shot on their first power play. Yeah, it begins 4-on-3, and then it will be 5-on-4 when Lockney and Weisblatt are able to leave the penalty boxes. Here's Federley over to Millette. Prowlers try and set up. Millette rims it all the way around to Johnson. Now Federley. Millette takes a look. Shoots off the post. So they put magnets in these pucks this weekend. Prowlers hit about a half a dozen posts yesterday, and that's already their second tonight. Federley to Millette. Back to Federley, 1-timer. Save Lavaliere. Cleared all the way down. Minute 10 left on the power play. 20 seconds now of 4-on-3 before it becomes a 5-on-4. Lockhart to Johnson. Weaves his way in. Drop for Millette. Now to Lockhart in the slot. Had to kick it up to his stick. Millette down for Sim. Trying to hand it back off. Puck was rolling. Wasn't a clean exchange. Millette working down the boards. 5-on-4 now with Lockney and Weisblatt out of the penalty boxes. The net is off its moorings behind William Lavaliere. They'll blow things dead, as the pegs got pulled all the way out. 37 seconds left in this power play for the Prowlers. Their second of the game. Already a couple of shots on net on it. Face-off will continue this power play. It's Sim Bussell, Simmons Fisher, Lockhart, and Lockney out there right now. One back to Lockney. Here's Lockhart, who had a power play goal in Athens back in December. Lockhart over to Bussell, to the net. That was blocked on the way through by Gavrilovich and bounced out to neutral ice. Lockhart all the way back behind his cage. Floats it over to the left wing side. Bussell looks to turn up ice. Forced back by Weisblatt. Final 10 seconds ticking off this Prowlers power play. Lockney takes a look at the clock as he goes back behind his net. Prowlers 0 for 2 now on the man advantage as Powell heads over to his bench. Lockney flies in, drops it off for Graham. That didn't get on the tape of Matt Graham. And Athens looking for a long lead pass to Milan. That didn't work, and icing called against Athens as Carter Shinkarik trying for the home run pass. Lobsters arguing that that one was tipped by Milan. And it looks like they will win that argument. So 2:39 left to go here in period number 1. And they'll drop the puck at center ice, although somebody has to go get the puck because it's sitting deep in the Athens zone. Jonathan Satarski giving the explanation over to the Prowler bench. Port Huron continuing the changes. Right now with Graham, Bussell, and Federley on the ice. Russell gets the red line, tosses it in. Off the back glass, pops back out in front and pushed wide by Demke. Bussell battling for that puck. Johnson trying to pull it out of the pile. And he rims it around in Kenny Stiles' direction. Stiles off the boards, out of the zone. Bussell couldn't pull it from Alden. Now Bussell turns the corner. His pass in, Stiles skates. Demke the other direction. Stiles takes his man into a side scrum in the corner. It comes out for Lockhart. Now Lockney has help coming. One hands it over to Bussell. Outside shot stopped by Lavaliere. Stiles to the net, and that one tipped wide. Heinzel in deep on the forecheck. It's Russell able to get it out. Millette tries to turn right back in. Millette centered, Graham tipped it wide. Bounce off the board, Simmons Fisher shot held onto by William Lavaliere. And now Colaturci and Graham having a conversation. And we should be taking a time out here with 1:23 left in the Munger Physical Therapy first period. We're coming up in the first intermission report. We'll take a look at the highlights on the Prowlers last weekend against the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Also take a look at some storylines from around the league. It's all coming up on the Moses Rosa Smoke Break first intermission report, out-of-town scores, and all the other fun stuff coming your way as well. So keep it tuned in here on the PHP Network after the final horn. Gallant played an area pass that Stiles was able to scoop up. Heinzel into the offensive zone. Throws on the brakes. Cycled it down deep. Stiles looks up top. Heinzel goes D to D. Simmons Fisher able to get through Malik Johnson. They tried to spring Johnson, but instead Marty comes it right back deep. Final minute of play here in period one. Johnson tips it in. Parsons able to go back for Thelstrom behind his own net. Graham catches up to that puck. Over to Lockney on his backhand save. Lavaliere on the rebound. Kicked all the way to the boards. Picard able to dump it out. Parsons D to D to Thelstrom. Millette turn up the boards. Tipped into offensive territory. 15 seconds left in the period. Weisblatt looking for one last rush. Shinkarik for Glukariev. On goal save. Cooper. Puck's behind the cage. Bounce back out in front. And Cooper clamped the glove on top with 3.1 seconds left to go. Shinkarik tried just a quick centering pass after Cooper made the original save, and the puck ended up below the goal line. Cooper able to cover up and force one last face-off. This opening period will be between Graham and Milan. Milan trying to win it back to Gavrilovic. He cannot. And Johnson waits out the rest of period one, and that's going to do it for the opening 20 minutes. Lucas Lockney with an early goal. Have the Prowlers on the board first, but Garrett Milan tied things up shortly thereafter. It is 1-1 after one. Shots on goal in that period favoring the Prowlers 11-7. They also had the only two power plays of that opening period, going 0 for 2. Well, coming up on the Moses Rosa Smoke Break first intermission report, take a look at the highlights from last weekend's games against the Danbury Hat-Tricks, as the Prowlers and Hat-Tricks battled to a pair of 3-2 overtime games, one win aside. Also take a look at some storylines from around the league earlier today. Lots to do on a Saturday. Plenty of suspensions, including a Rock Lobster on that suspensions list. Also look at the out-of-town scores and much more, so keep it locked in here on the PHP Network as the Prowlers and Lobsters head to the locker rooms to chat about that first 20 minutes. The Prowlers are celebrating 10 years in Port Huron. Now's your chance to get special edition 10th anniversary gear at the Prowlers team store. Located on the west end of McMorran Arena at every home game or online anytime at prowlersmerch.com. You can scan the QR code on your screen now to visit the online shop. Look your Poho best with gear from the Prowlers team store. Tied up at 1 through 20 minutes of play here in Port Huron between the Prowlers and the Athens Rock Lobsters. We'll step aside and be right back here on the PHB Network.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Grab your friends and head to Bella Bola, a local pizza spot located in the heart of downtown Port Huron. Our menu is full of timeless favorites made fresh in our on-site pizza oven. Available for pickup or delivery. Just don't fight over the last slice.
Seriously not even that much better than you.
Should've just got a ticket from phprowlers.com.
I should have just bought tickets at phprowlers.com.
I got it!
I should have just got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
I should have got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
They should have just got tickets
at phprowlers.com.
Goes over to Simmons Fisher. And now on to Bussell on a breakaway. Backhand, he scores! The stretch speed from Simmons Fisher on to Jamie Bussell. He slipped it 5-0 on McCullum. Not sure if that went in immediately or if DC put it home. Either way, Prowlers break the ice tonight. Woolley gloved it down. Here's Frolov to Woolley. Makes a move, takes the shot, kick save by Nusiainen. Couple of hat tricks there. Van Durken trying to control. Thelstrom able to keep him from getting a shot off. Now Frolov all alone in front and a save by Nusiainen to rob Vadim Frolov with some chaos in the Prowlers' end. Now Simmons Fisher tripped up or lost an edge. Down low, Anderson stopped by Nusiainen, and the puck chopped at as Graham going towards the net, just gets it deep, pop off, moved it around, right into Lockney. Felstrom with some space, takes a look, he shoots, he scores! Ludwig Felstrom took a look and sent a drive through and ties the score up for Port Huron. LaBelle to Pamaleon, sent it on goal, saved Nusiainen as Hullaby got a good deflection. All right, here comes Woolley, one last chance for Danbury. Woolley lost it as he tried to shoot. And a turnaround shot by Ratcliffe, saved by Nusiainen at the horn. On his backhand to Lockney, works in, save McCullum, puck's loose, and it's still loose as McCullum made another save. Graham behind the net, works out, he scores! Matt Graham picks the corner from the goal line, and the Prowlers win it in overtime. DeCumbus looking towards Bussell. They couldn't connect cleanly. And now that one goes off the boards. Great poke by Cooper as Frolov almost took advantage of the bad bounce. Tries to work up ice, had it knocked off his stick. Here's Frolov, centered for LaBelle, tied up, side of the net, save Cooper, puck still loose. Popped up high in the air, stayed in play, Frolov for Van Durken. Working on the half wall, backhander down low, Robinson in tight, and he's stoned by Reed Cooper, and then Robinson tackled to the ice. Now the linesman getting in between, and now we have a fight off the side. It's Simmons Fisher and Newberg. Oh, Simmons Fisher with a big left and a couple of big rights, knocking down the smaller veteran Josh Newberg. Lockney to Millette again. Wrists it on, save by McCullum, they score! On the rebound, Matt Graham able to push it home, and the Prowlers are on the board. And support them at McMorran Place, welcome them home. For a month of March, where they'll be home a lot. Here's James off a steal, he scores! Luke James rips it home, we're all tied! Now Johnson tried to touch it over. He and Robinson cancel out. Here's Van Durken for Robinson. Drags it through and a save by Cooper.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Grab your friends and head to Bella Bola, a local pizza spot located in the heart of downtown Port Huron. Our menu is full of timeless favorites made fresh in our on-site pizza oven. Available for pickup or delivery. Just don't fight over the last slice.
clearly not even that much better than you.
Should've just got a ticket from phprowlers.com.
I should have just bought tickets at phprowlers.com.
I got it!
I should have just got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
I should have got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
They should have just got tickets
at phprowlers.com.
Back here at McMorran Place, Prowlers and Lobsters knotted up at 1 goal apiece through 20 minutes of play. Will Wiggleman here with you on the PHP Network. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Oh, Lucas Lockney got things started early, and then Garrett Milan, because who else would score for the Lobsters, tied things up just past the midway point of period 1. But before we continue talking about this game here tonight, take a look at the rest of the FPHL. We start with some storylines from around the league. And we start with Parker Moskal hitting the ice once again, the managing partner and president of the Monroe Moccasins. Signed a 4-game PTO today. He has 2 assists in 2 games with the Moccasins so far this season. This is the second time that he has signed up to play for them. And the Moccasins in Danville tonight, taking on the Dashers after a win last night. Andrew Whalen, if you were following last night's game for the Prowlers, suspended 1 game after receiving an aggressor misconduct. He jumped Alex Johnson, threw some punches, and got himself kicked out of the game in a 1-game suspension after Johnson threw a hit on Whalen. That hit was actually called interference, so it led to some 4-on-4, actually 4-on-3, because there was another penalty. That was the most chaotic few minutes of that whole game, as other than that it was relatively penalty free. But Whalen, suspended for tonight's game against the Motor City Rockers, will be eligible to return tomorrow when the Wolves and the Rockers face off again. Speaking of the Rockers and the Rock Lobsters, who are here tonight, they got into a bit of a big brawl last night. Bit of a line brawl, everybody involved. And out of that scrum that resulted in 59 penalty minutes between the two teams just in that one scrum, Avery Smith getting suspended 2 games, Philip Virgili 1, as Smith suspended for an aggressor penalty, and they listed him as a repeat offender. This is his second time getting an aggressor suspension, so he gets 2 games. Meanwhile, Philip Virgili got one that you rarely see. He got suspended 1 game for hair pulling, as he pulled some of, I believe it was Cody Oaks' locks out of his head. He was involved in that scrum as well, but you very rarely see the hair pulling penalty called, but it was called a match penalty and a 1-game suspension for Virgili. He'll be eligible to play tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon, when the Lobsters and the Prowlers wrap up their weekends here at McMorran Place. Meanwhile, Smith will be eligible to return this upcoming Friday when the Prowlers visit the Motor City Rockers. Keeping around the FPHL, take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard. And we start with the Binghamton Black Bears, tied with Blue Ridge 1-1. Late stages of the opening period, Gavin Yates with the goal for the Black Bears, Hunter Godmere. The answer for Blue Ridge. HC Venom tied up with the Danbury hat tricks, 1-1 as they are wrapping up period number 1. Zach Ross scored for Danbury, his first pro goal after being signed to a collegiate deal earlier this week. On the other side, Caleb Kinski has the tally for HC Venom. As again, they are tied up 1-1, approaching the end of period 1. They are wrapping up the first intermission, 45 minutes south of here down in Fraser, and the Rockers with a 1-0 lead on the Watertown Wolves. And that is a score line that Prowlers fans will certainly like. Wolves 2 points ahead of Port Huron for third place in the Empire Division. Moving along, Carolina Thunderbirds are up 4-1 as they wrap up period 2 against the Columbus River Dragons down in Winston-Salem. Gus Ford has a hat trick. Clay Keeley, the other one for the Birds. Austin Doe, the one for the Dragons. But if we learned anything last night in Winston-Salem, leads don't matter all that much, as the Thunderbirds came back from a 4-goal deficit in the third and ended up falling in overtime. But those two teams can get on the board at any time, and they will still have lots of time to play there in Winston-Salem. They're just dropping the puck in Danville. Dashers hosting the Monroe Moccasins. It's Parker Rutherford between the pipes for the Dashers, and Sean Kuhn, the goaltender for the Mocs. And finally, they are actually playing hockey in Biloxi after last night's game was postponed. And the Seawolves tied up with the Zydeco 1-1 through 20 minutes. Lucas Pekarzik, the goal for Mississippi, and Shane Haggerty, the goal for the Zydeco. Of course, here it's 1-1 between the Prowlers and the Rock Lobsters. As we take a look at the stats from that first 20 minutes here. 1-1 our score, shots 11-7 for Port Huron. And they have the only 2 power plays of the night, but the top-ranked penalty kill in the FPHL has been able to shut them down so far. Well, it is taking a shot at breast cancer night here at McMorran Place, and our PHP Network trivia question tonight is geared towards that. We want to know if you know how many women in the United States have a history of breast cancer. So put your guess in the comments section. We'll give you the correct answer coming up at the start of period number 3, and we'll also give you the website taking a shot at breastcancer.com, as the word "at" spelled out, but taking a shot at breastcancer.com, where you can donate and learn more about the foundation. William Lavaliere getting set in the goal crease down to our right. 10 saves on 11 Prowler shots in period 1. Reed Cooper in the goal crease down to our left. 6 saves on 7 Lobster shots in that opening 20 minutes. We get set for the middle period. There did seem to be a bit of a feeling out process, and the forechecks were heavy for both sides, especially for the Lobsters. They found ways to cause issues deep in the Prowlers' end with their forecheck and finishing hits and causing turnovers in the offensive zone. 20 minutes up on the clock for the Hungry Howie's second period. It's the Bucell line for the Prowlers and the Milan line for the Rock Lobsters to begin period 2. And we are underway. Shinkarik had that one kick off his skate. Gavrilovich able to beat Marty to it. And Marty finishes his check on Gavrilovich. Kicked out in front by Federley, cut off by Milan. And here comes Weisblatt. Johnson turns around to find the puck. Bounces to Weisblatt. Shinkarik trying to unload, but that puck was bouncing and spinning. Shinkarik wristed one wide. Johnson tried to turn away from Glukariev. Spins it up the far boards. Federley got a touch on it, but that will be icing against Port Huron. Just 43 seconds into period number 2. Prowlers about to face a defensive zone draw here. Be between Picard and Bussell. Johnson sent it around. Bussell on the boards. Backhands it out towards Marty. Got through Russell. Marty has Federley. Gets it there. What a glove save by Lavalier. Moving from right to left, and he snags it, robbing Austin Federley from giving the Prowlers back the lead. Marty showing off the speed to get to that puck around Kyle Russell. But unfortunately for Austin Federley, William Lavalier just better that time. Here is Russell. 2 Prowlers converge on him. It's kicked over to the near side. Pushed out of the zone. Heinzel hustling after it. Rink wide feed finds Lockney. Now for Millette. Claps it in right on Lavalier. Turns it over to the corner. Lockney comes in with a hit. And Malik Johnson looks to work out. Gallant dancing on Heinzel. Gallant got to the other side. Save Cooper. And he is able to keep the rebound out. As Gallant tried to go to his backhand around Reed Cooper. And Cooper stood his ground. A follow-up shot came in, and Cooper stopped it, and spinning to the goal line, able to keep his body in front of it, so that puck didn't cross over. Great move by Gallant. Adam Heinzel heading back to the bench, shaking his head. Minute and a half gone here in period number 2. And we mentioned Gallant in the pregame show as a dangerous player. He showed it off right there. Ronan to the point. Powell wristed. It got blocked. Here comes Stiles with James trying to join him. Stiles fanned on the shot. Now he gets it through. Save Lavalier, and a diving play by Colatarsi gets it out of the crease. Powell had some trouble with it, but he's tied up James. Loose puck. James gets it back down low. Ronan had his pass go off of Temke all the way down. Icing waved off. Cooper tries to keep it moving, put it right into Alden. Cooper scrambling back to the blue paint. Thelstrom able to take the puck off of Hunter Alden. Temke took down Thelstrom. Puck still in the offensive zone for Athens. Parsons pins Alden against the boards. 3 Prowlers trying to dig that out against 2 Lobsters. Parsons finally able to get it free. Shinkarik tosses it over to Gavrilovic. Gets the red line, cross corner dump, and Athens makes a change. They stretch it on towards Stiles. Icing waved off. Gavrilovic back for it, trying to catch the Prowlers at a change, but he couldn't control that puck cleanly. Gavrilovic gave it away. Bussell tried to send it down low to Marty, and that kicked off of Shinkarik's stick. Both the Rock Lobsters with a few turnovers. Prowlers haven't been able to take advantage here. Shinkarik's shot broke the stick of Alex Johnson. And now this puck caroms out to neutral ice. Milan had Bussell trying to wrestle him off the puck. Delayed penalty coming up against the Prowlers. Lavalier over to the bench. Weisblatt sent it all the way through. Icing called, looks like, against Athens. And now we'll get a penalty call against the Prowlers. It's a holding penalty. And Jamie Bussell, the one to the box. So the Rock Lobsters get their first opportunity on the power play here tonight. True Balance penalty kill goes to work for the Prowlers. And that PK 9th in the FPHL, 79.3%. Meanwhile, the Lobsters power play tied for 9th with Monroe. At an even 20%, went 1 for 4 last night against Motor City. Lobsters looking for a chance to take their first lead of the night. Milan, Gallant, Johnson, Shinkarik, and Weisblad out there for the Lobsters, a dangerous unit. Of course, Malik Johnson was not with the Lobsters. Last time these teams played, he was on loan with the South Carolina Stingrays in the ECHL at that time. Right off the draw, couldn't be clapped down by Heinzel. Good stick by Gallant, but his stick broke partially when Heinzel tried to clear it, and it finally snapped when he tried to play the puck. Milan gets his way back in, tripped up, arms stay down. Prowlers can't clear though. Gallant to Shinkarik. Milan unloads the one-timer, that one blocked on the way through. It was Adam Heinzel who blocked it. Heinzel. And another broken stick. There's 2 broken sticks on the ice right now. Shinkarik gets a fresh one for the bench. Meanwhile, and Weisblatt dealing with the broken stick right there. Got it down deep. Heinzel grabs it, and now he takes a penalty. Heinzel down though on the ice though as he took a hard hit from Malik Johnson. That will be a delay of game penalty against Adam Heinzel. He's still on a knee. This will be a 5-on-3 for the Athens Rock Lobsters. Delay of game coming against Adam Heinzel. And now Heinzel mixing it up with Orca Weisblatt and Malik Johnson. And it'll take a couple men in stripes to wrestle Adam Heinzel over to the penalty box. We have 1 minute and 5 seconds of 5-on-3 time for the Lobsters. And a huge opportunity for them. They've yet to put a shot on net on this power play. Steve Martinson having a chat with his team over by the bench. Paul Jean trying to usher them out to take the face-off, and finally they'll go. Fans not happy with the referees, but that call certainly black and white, as most delay of games are, though maybe not happy that Malik Johnson didn't get a penalty for the hit on Heinzel. Might be what Austin Federley was asking about. Finally, we'll get set for this draw. Weisblatt lined up right at the top of the circle behind Milan, drawing against Graham. And now Graham being asked to leave the face-off. So the defenseman will have to come in to take it. It will be Brett Lockhart. Comes to Gallant on the wall, and the Lobsters set up. Shinkarik walking the line, lost the handle, and Lockhart able to get it down ice. 52 seconds left on the 5-on-3 for Athens. Milan firing up the left wing side, all the way around the cage. Up top, Shinkarik for Milan. Shinkarik again. Those two continue to play catch up top. Shinkarik down low for Gallant this time. Shinkarik, Milan, Gallant fanned on the shot right at the side of the post. Shinkarik to Gallant again. Milan unloads it, and that one partially blocked out of play. I think Alex Johnson got a piece of it. And Johnson with some words for Milan, and now those two are going to get into a little dust up. Shinkarik came in to grab Johnson, so did the linesman. And now more penalties coming up. Unsportsmanlike conduct to both Johnson and Milan. 20 seconds were scheduled left for the 5-on-3, but now Luke James is going to the penalty box. I don't know why Luke James is over there in the box. Austin Federley really wants to know why. There are now 4 Prowlers sitting in the home penalty box. Austin Federley and Carter Shinkarik having conversations with the referee. More Shinkarik listening and Austin Federley, an active speaker, chatting with Paul G. We will take a timeout here. Just over 5 minutes gone in the Hungry Howie's second period. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
Welcome to McDonald's. How may I help you?
Can I please get a big...
What I need from you is a chicken Big Mac.
A chicken Big Mac? That's not a Big Mac.
Actually, it is.
It's not
a Big Mac.
Chicken Big Mac?
Chicken patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, and pickles on a sesame seed bun. Enjoy.
The chicken Big Mac.
It's not a Big Mac.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Live where you work. Work where you play. Is your work commute making you miserable? Quit the commute. Explore hot jobs in St. Clair County paying $40,000 to $100,000 or more. Visit stclairhotjobs.com. Spend more time doing what you love. If you're not currently living in St. Clair County, or you know friends or family that moved away but are ready to come back, then visit stclairhotjobs.com to find a new job and make the move.
So still 5-on-3 for the Lobsters as Johnson and Milan get 10-minute unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. So they'll be in the box for 10. That won't affect on-ice manpower. But I believe Luke James's penalty, Luke James's will not either. He also gets 10 minutes. So it's still 5-on-3 for 20 seconds and then 5-on-4 for 55 after that. Shinkarik walks the line to Gallant. Back to Shinkarik. Picard lost it. Federley went into challenge. It bounced back up to Shinkarik. Gallant one-timer blocked. And the rebound stopped by Cooper. They bat it around and Weisblatt scores. Puck pinballing around in front. Couple of blocked shots. And with 1 second left on the 5-on-3, the Lobsters take their first lead of the night. And they will still be on the power play for 56 seconds, 5-on-4. Couple of blocks, a save. And they finally push it over to Weisblatt on the side of the post. Puts home his 13th goal of the season, 3rd on the power play. And the brother of Nashville Predators prospect Ozzy Weisblatt, able to give his team the advantage. At the face-off, Lockhart takes control and he floats it over to William Lavaliere's end. Weisblatt makes his way up ice and a stick goes flying. Another penalty being called, interference against the Lobsters. That will negate the final 39 seconds of their power play. Malik Johnson, the one to the box. We'll have 4-on-4, and then it will be a Prowlers man advantage after that. Johnson and Kaysen Gallant pick up the assists on the goal by Orko Weisblatt. Make it 2-1 Athens. Shinkarik to Glukariev. Fellstrom fell down. Here comes Glukariev without a steam on his backhand, saved by Cooper. Rebound still there in the crease, and it slips just past the post, but Paul Jean blows it dead. Couple of Prowlers were laying there in the crease, blocking that puck from crossing the line. 14:04 left to go in period 2, 25 seconds left in the 4-on-4. And then the Prowlers will have an abbreviated power play. Picard and Bussell on this face-off. Bussell able to push it back with the second effort. Simmons Fisher over to Lockhart, and now Bussell looking towards Vinny DeCumbus. Tried to return feed, still on the half wall. DeCumbus couldn't stick handle his way out. And Oja takes over. Shinkarik gets in, poked off his stick. And now it's a Prowlers power play. As Glukariev shot it wide. Sent up the boards towards Millette. This one going all the way down. And icing called against the Prowlers. So minute 6 now on a Prowlers power play, their third of the game. They will have to deal with a face-off deep in their own territory. Well, Alden will be in the draw against Bussell. Bussell wins it back. Lockhart around the boards. Adam Heinzel getting some power play time as he was the one that just stepped out of the box. Couldn't grab that puck. And now the Lobsters will waste some time with the Prowlers making changes. Weisblatt chipped it past Millette, spinning on Graham. And then Weisblatt just pushes it all the way back to his own end. Lavaliere almost had some trouble with it. With an oncoming Prowler, that was Marty. Finally, it's dumped all the way down. Federley has Alden right on him, and the puck's in his skates. Federley went down. Alden took a hit from Graham. Puck's still alive. And it's Weisblatt. Weisblatt gets it back. He works in and couldn't pull the trigger. Finally, the Prowlers gain control, but there's only 11 seconds left on their man advantage. Federley drops it off for Millette. Malik Johnson standing, ready to step out. Lockney to the net, off the backboards. Graham bounces up top. Parsons down deep, hit his own man Marty. Millette tried to center, instead it ends up with Glukariev, who skates up ice. On the right wing, he shoots, saved by Cooper with that right pad. Shot from the outside, collected and held by Reed Cooper. Lobsters, ever dangerous. They're out shooting the Prowlers 8-3 in this second period. Make it 9-3 now in this second period and 16-14 for the game. Off the draw. Oja makes a move around DeCumbus. Played up by Parsons. Drops it off for his defense partner, Thelstrom. Prowlers down to 5 defensemen right now, with Alex Johnson still in the box for his 10-minute misconduct. Here's Stiles. Hands it off for Thelstrom. Wrapped all the way around to the far side. Sim gets there first ahead of Shinkarik. But it's bounced out of the zone. Gallant had his stick lifted. Parsons to Stiles. Lead pass on for Sim. Had it taken away. Puck ends up deep in Lobsters territory. Shinkarik for Gallant. Works his way in. Gallant centering feed. Picard on the backhand just sent it wide. Powell to the net and floated over to the far side corner. Kolatarsi able to keep that one in. Demke took a hit from Parsons. And now the Prowlers look to work out. But they can't, at least for the moment. Finally, it's bounced to neutral ice by Bussell. Powell back in his own end. Weisblatt steps around one man, steps around two, steps around three. Weisblatt still with it, and he couldn't pull the trigger. Puck loose right in front of Cooper, and it's cleared over to the corner boards. Now Heinzel and Weisblatt getting into it in front of the net. Heinzel's dropped his gloves. Weisblatt trying to wrestle him down. Heinzel trying to throw the right hand. Weisblatt trying to pull Heinzel's jersey over his head, and he does, along with the shoulder pads, and they'll stop. With Adam Heinzel's shoulder pads over top of his head. And that started because those two were jousting right in front of the net, away from the puck. And finally they decide to go. 10:21 left to go here in period number 2. They'll send those two to the box to cool off for 5 minutes. Heinzel might be a little bit lucky that Weisblatt did eventually throw off his gloves, as he didn't initially, but then it became a fight instead of just one man going at the other. Prowlers trying to fight back here against the Rock Lobsters, who have dominated this second period for large stretches. Draw will be between Graham and Alden. And now will be between Graham and Malik Johnson. Tied up. Couple players trying to pull it out. Finally comes to the slot. Puck still available, and now Johnson dumps it back in. Simmons Fisher looks to regroup. D-to-D pass. Lockhart couldn't return it. Johnson right in on him. Alden had his centering feed taken away. Rink wide feed finds Lockney. Drop for Graham on his backhand, turning away from Gavrilovich. The pass came all the way through, got past Simmons Fisher and out of the zone. Johnson topples over Braden Simmons Fisher with a big body check. Here's Millette trying to turn the corner and head north when it's forced back by Russell. Millette steps out, 9.5 to go in period 2. Gets the red line, tosses in, and they'll say he did not get the red line. So icing called against the Prowlers. 9:24 left to go in the Hungry Howie's second period. It's a 2-1 lead for Athens. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
See that? That's what 100% mozzarella looks like. What dough made daily looks like. What fresh ingredients and 8 irresistible flavored crusts on pizza cooked to perfection looks like. It's so much flavor, we don't even know if it's legal to have this much flavor. Now you can get that famous flavor for only $8.99. Wait, a large one-topping pizza for $8.99? That's a deal. It's a steal. No, it's a crime. Just $8.99 for a one-topping pizza full of our famous flavor. Now that's how we do a deal.
Hungry?
Howie's!
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rear-view mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Here in Port Huron, 9:24 left to go in the Hungry Howie's second period. We've seen some fisticuffs here tonight in Port Huron as the Prowlers trail the Athens Rock Lobsters 2-1, taking a shot at breast cancer night. Port Huron pinned back in its own end right now after the icing ahead of this face-off. By the way, along with the fighting majors, Heinzel and Weisblatt both accrue 2-minute cross-checking minor penalties. So they'll have to sit for 7 minutes in the box. Here's Lukariev trying to dance his way to the net, couldn't do it. Delayed offside, so Ronan couldn't carry it in. Graham up for Millette at the Athens blue line. Oja back in his own end. Off the boards. Tecumseh looking for it. Lukariev got there first. Ronan tried to slide it out. Puck pops up in the air. Lukariev gloves it down. Simmons Fisher takes a look. Up for Graham and he dumps it around. Gallant on the right wing. Goes off the boards, out of the zone. Glove down by Brian Parsons. Prowlers regroup as they finish up a change. Parsons watched by Gallant, hanging out behind his own net as time ticks down here in period 2. Federley off the boards. Taken there. Parsons able to glove it down. And up comes Marty. He's tripped up. Keeps on chugging. And now the Lobsters backhanded out. Hellstrom fanned on a pass. Here's Picard. Off the far corner boards as he flowed it wide. Powell towards Picard. And now it's Hellstrom recollecting in his own end. Parsons, indirect feed, looking for Marty. He toppled over Shinkarik, who gets up looking for a penalty. Bussell able to toss it out. Shinkarik settles it down and goes up to Malik Johnson, who touches it in from the red line. 7.5 to go here in period number 2. Little ping pong hockey here. Lobsters trying to get something set up now. Gavrilovich to the net, and it's gloved and held by Cooper. That's the first shot in quite a while here. Nearly 4 minutes without a shot, about 3.5 minutes of game time without a shot on net. At least for the Rock Lobsters. Prowlers have not had a shot on net since there were still more than 18 minutes left in this second period. Over 10 minutes without a shot on goal for the Prowlers. Shinkarik gave it over. One-timer by Gavrilovich. And a save made by Reed Cooper. One-timer again. This time it was Johnson who let it go. And Cooper has the answer once more. Puck went out of play. So over 11 minutes now without a shot on net for the Port Huron Prowlers. 11 minutes and 14 seconds since their last recorded shot. They're being outshot 12-3 here in this second period. Up the face-off. Comes to the corner. The Prowlers able to keep it away from the front of the net. Johnson cycles it down and around. Lockney pulls it out for Graham. Backhands this one out of the zone all the way down. Shinkarik and Millette hustling after him. Millette wins the race to negate the icing. Gavrilovich rims it up the boards. Kept in at the point and sent wide by Brian Parsons. Gavrilovich gave it away to Graham behind the net. Waits in front looking for Millette. Couldn't get that shot off cleanly. This one sent all the way down right on Cooper, so no icing. Millette kicks it into the offensive zone. Sim tried to drop it back for Bussell, but that was taken away. Delayed offside against the Prowlers. Sim didn't touch it, but they decided to blow it dead anyway. And that is what the Prowlers are arguing right now, is that Tristan Sim never touched that puck to trigger the offsides. But they will bring that puck all the way down to Reed Cooper's end. Glukariev tried to send it back to the point, comes all the way down on Lavaliere as Glukariev split his defense. Kolatarsi. Head up. And he leaves it there for Oja. Oja works his way up ice. On the left wing side. This one sent out of the zone quickly by the Prowlers. Kolatarsi, watched by Bussell. Over to Glukariev. Lead pass, hit Lockhart in the face as it deflected up high. Seems to be all right. Lobsters regroup again. And Glukariev makes a move at the blue line. It's knocked out of the zone once more. This time Athens gets it deep. They go off for a change. Bussell rims it all the way this side. Picard keeps it in, sends it back down and around the other way. To Cumbus, first one there. Trying to move his way up ice, closed off by Picard. Shinkarik, head up. Missed his intended target with that pass, but icing waved off. Graham popped it out off the boards. Moved along. Powell trying to go back the other direction. Federley skates into it. thrown in. Couldn't carry it into offensive territory. Neither team able to get much going right now offensively. Prowlers will try and do it here. Malek looking for Lockney. That one off a skate as Lucas Lockney was all by himself going down the backside. Malik Johnson gets on that puck first, overskated it, and now he's back with it. Someone pops up in the air, lands for Johnson, and Lockney able to pull it out of the zone. Millette to Lockney, good poke by Shinkarik. Parsons across to Bussell, pressure off the bench, his drive just a bit wide. Lockney up top, Simmons Fisher, a wrister saved by Lavalier, he left a rebound, and now it comes back to him, and he's able to cover up for a whistle. 3:47 left to go in period number 2. Lots of action, not too many shots though. In recent times, it's 2-1 Lobsters. Here at McMorran Place.
Explore the 140 miles of stunning shoreline along Lake Huron. That is Michigan's Thumb Coast. Discover charming coastal towns, serene beaches, and endless outdoor adventures. Stay at cozy hotels, paddle through pristine blue waters, and hit the fairways along breathtaking views. Plan your perfect getaway at bluewater.org.
Grab your friends and head to Bella Bola, a local pizza spot located in the heart of downtown Port Huron. Our menu is full of timeless favorites made fresh in our on-site pizza oven. Available for pickup or delivery. Just don't fight over the last slice.
Back here at McMorran Place, under 4 to go in Hungry Howie's second period. Prowlers trail the Rock Lobsters 2-1. Will Wigman here with you on the PHP Network. Thanks so much for sticking with us here tonight. Port Huron being outshot now 13-5 here in this second period. They went over 12 minutes between shots on goal, but have the last 2. Graham gave it away. Here comes Glukariev on a breakaway. And he pushed it just wide. But a penalty coming up against the Prowlers. Hooking is the signal from Paul Jean, the referee. And Alex Johnson, who was just released from the penalty box, along with Luke James and Garrett Milan after serving his 10 minutes. He'll be going right back. Like they'll have to escort Alex Johnson. Oh, actually, no, it'll be Brett Lockhart who's going to the box. Looked like Johnson thought it might be him originally, but instead it is Lockhart this time. The third power play of the night for the Rock Lobsters. They are 1 for 2. And Bussell and Milan will slide in for this face-off. They had to reset. Now they're all set to go, and Johnson clears it down. Maybe now we can get some more chances going for both sides now that the points leaders for both teams are out of the penalty boxes after serving their time. Prowlers not hoping there aren't too many chances, as the Lobsters are on the power play for the next minute and 37 seconds. A couple of good clears already for the Port Huron PK. Kicked off of Milan's skate. He got it down and around deep. Parsons claps it, but only as far as Johnson. James able to find that puck and bounce it down ice. And the Prowlers get some fresh killers out there. Minute 15 left on this Athens power play. Milan rims it all the way around. Gallant to Malik Johnson. Back to Gallant. Up high, Shinkarik. Takes a look, goes over to Milan. It was too dangerous up top. Of course, Kason Gallant is as well. He's in the left wing circle. Milan hassled by Graham, and Graham able to send it down ice, and Garrett Milan is taking a penalty. And now Milan going right after Brian Persons. And everybody tied up right in front of the benches. Players reaching and grabbing for each other. And the original penalty was coming to Garrett Milan as he pulled Matt Graham's stick out of his hands. And a frustrated looking Garrett Milan going right back to the penalty box, just like Alex Johnson. 48 seconds of 4-on-4 time before an abbreviated Prowlers power play coming up as Milan gets a holding the stick penalty. And Lobsters did not get a shot on goal during that power play stretch. Good work from the Prowlers PK. Play some even strength. Bussell, Marty, Felstrom, and Parsons out there for Port Huron. Heinzel and Weisblatt being escorted back to their respective benches following the fight. Lee Picard, Gallant, Kolatarsi, and Gavrilovic for Athens, the foursome to begin this. Picard able to push it back. Kolatarsi gave it away. Marty in front, and Bussell fanned. Felstrom just did keep that one in at the line. Bussell trying to dig it out of the corner. Moved it up the wall. Marty the first one there. Up to the point to Parsons. Walks, gives back down to Marty. Works his way up top. Wrist shot stopped by Lavaliere, and he'll drop it for Kolatarsi. Rimmed all the way up to Gallant. Springing on the right wing. Saved by Cooper with the pad. Back the other way comes Bussell. 10 seconds until it's a Prowlers power play. Bussell's pass was to nobody. And now the Lobsters take over. Kolatarsi takes a look at the clock, waiting for it to officially become a Prowlers power play before he clears it all the way down. Weisblatt knocked it down in Prowler territory. Weisblatt surrounded, and Port Huron able to take the puck from him. So 1 minute of power play time now for the Prowlers. Minute 20 now left to go in period 2. Millette to Federley. Floats it back towards Reggie Millette. He was surrounded, able to get out of it. Graham up top. Federley down to Lockney. His shot from a sharp angle, and Lavaliere flashed the glove to just get a piece. Graham in front. Lockney one-timer, and Lavaliere has that one as well. Boy, William Lavaliere with a few 10-bell saves in this second period. Prowlers have not had too many chances and not too many shots on goal, but they've been grade A opportunities, and William Lavaliere has stopped them all in this frame. Think about the one on Federley way back early in the period, and then the two there on Lucas Lockney, who certainly saw some twine behind the big William Lavaliere. And it's still a 2-1 game. 33 seconds left on this Prowlers power play, under a minute to go in the period. Johnson trying to force his way to the net. Slukariev now on the half ball, he gets it out. Quickly up to Lockney. Johnson back for Lockney, enters the offensive zone and bats it around. Millette trying to dig away at that puck. Alden has it, he's upended. Prowlers keep it alive. Came back to Alden. Now Graham pokes it up to Millette, and Alden came all the way through for Federley. Wrister through traffic, that was blocked. And now the Lobsters trying to spring Milan out of the box. It comes all the way in on Cooper. And he'll cover up for a whistle in the face-off. 18.1 seconds left to go in period number 2. We invite you to tune in and stick around for the Moses Rosa Smoke Break second intermission report right here on the PHP Network. We'll chat about this game so far, Prowlers' upcoming schedule, out-of-town scores, and the game stats, of course, coming your way. So keep it locked in here on the PHP Network when the horn sounds to end period 2. Face off one back by the Lobsters. Shinkarik's one-time blast hit the back glass. Lockney able to take it away from Oja. Graham hits the red line, sends it around. And all the way through for Weisblatt on the other side. Come back in again, and that will do it for period number 2 here from McMorran Place. And the only goal this second period belongs to Orca Weisblatt. And it's Athens with a 2-1 lead on the Port Huron Prowlers. Shots on goal in that middle frame favoring Athens 16-7, and they have taken the overall lead for the game. Right now it is 23-18 for the Lobsters. Once again, coming up in the Moses Roses smoke break second intermission report, we'll take a look and chat about this game so far. Also take a look at the Prowlers' upcoming schedule. Out of town scores coming your way as well. So keep it right here on the PHP Network as we'll go through it all on this edition of the Moses Roses Smoke Break second intermission report. Second of 3 games this weekend for the Prowlers, and they'll have to make a comeback if they are to get their second win of the weekend here tonight after beating the Watertown Wolves last night. But it's been a tight game, at least on the scoreboard. Lobsters certainly controlled that second period, and we'll get into all of that just a little bit more when we get to the intermission. Well, secure your seats for the Prowlers' next home game. Hey, that's tomorrow, Sunday, March the 9th, the only Sunday game on the calendar for the Prowlers this regular season. Puck drop at McMorran Place scheduled for 3:05 p.m. You can get your tickets online at phprowlers.com/tickets, by phone at 810-985-6166, or by scanning the QR code on your screen now. That's online at phprowlers.com/tickets, by phone at 810-985-6166, or scan that QR code on your screen now to be part of the Prowlers' 10th anniversary season. Port Huron trailing 2-1 to the Athens Rock Lobsters right now. And again, they will face these Lobsters again tomorrow. That will be your final chance to see one of the FPHL's newest franchises this season. So don't miss it. A little Sunday matinee. It's also Faith and Family Day here at McMorran Place. We'll take a timeout here on the PHP Network, and when we come back, we'll chat about what this game has looked like so far for both sides, and we'll do it next right here on the PHP Network.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Grab your friends and head to Bella Bola, a local pizza spot located in the heart of downtown Port Huron. Our menu is full of timeless favorites made fresh in our on-site pizza oven. Available for pickup or delivery. Just don't fight over the last slice.
not even that much better than you.
Should've just got a ticket from phprowlers.com.
I should have just bought tickets at phprowlers.com.
I got it!
I should've just got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
I should have got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
They should've just got tickets
At phprowlers.com.
Cleaning up the chuck of bucks here at McMorran Place. Prowlers trail the Athens Rock Lobsters by a score up 2-1 through 40 minutes of play. Will Wiggleman here with you on the PHP Network. Thanks so much for sticking with us on this Saturday night. The third of 4 meetings this season between the Prowlers and the Lobsters. Of course, Athens' inaugural season in the FPHL. They have a brand new arena down there in Athens, which we got to visit in December. It is beautiful, super cool, probably the best arena in the FPHL. Sorry if there are any Binghamton Black Bears fans in on the stream. But tonight we're here at McMorran Place, which for a long time was the best arena in the FPHL, especially back when the Prowlers first broke in. And it's still holding up, still a very cool barn to come visit, and any Rock Lobsters fans would like to come visit, we certainly welcome you, although unfortunately just one more game between these two teams this regular season. That will be tomorrow afternoon, so you better get your flights quickly to get yourselves up here if you want to visit McMorran Place and see the Athens Rock Lobsters. As far as this game has gone, there were some long stretches, especially in that second period, where neither team could really enter the offensive zone. Things being stymied at the blue lines, at the red line, passes being broken up, just missed passes, all of that fun stuff. And there was a bit of a lull towards the end of that second period. Certainly not a lull towards the penalty boxes, though, as we had a fight between Adam Heinzel and Orca Weisblatt. We had 10-minute unsportsmanlike conduct penalties for Alex Johnson, Luke James, and Garrett Milan, and the only goal of that period came all the way back just over 5 minutes into it, which feels like forever ago. Orca Weisblatt from Malik Johnson and Kaysen Gallant. As the Lobsters try to stay hot, they have won 4 games in a row coming into this one, 17-4-1 away from home, although they just have a fantastic record of 33-6-2 overall. So both their home and road records are very, very good. Prowlers trying to continue to fight in that Empire Division playoff race. Sitting in 4th place right now, 2 points back of the Watertown Wolves, who they beat last night for 3rd in the division. And this is an important game here tonight, important game tomorrow, important games for that race being played down the road in Fraser, Michigan, between the Wolves and the Motor City Rockers. And very, very important race, because the team that gets 3rd will get to play, likely, the Danbury Hat Tricks. And the team that ends up in 4th will have to play a play-in game against, likely, the Motor City Rockers, although the HC Venom still hanging around. And then after playing that play-in game, they'll have to go face the Binghamton Black Bears in round number 1, the defending champs and the overwhelming leaders in points in the FPHL this regular season. So getting that 3rd spot could be critical when it comes to making a long, lengthy playoff run to the division finals, to the Commissioner's Cup final, and for the Prowlers trying to win their first playoff series since all the way back in 2018. As far as this game goes, we'll give you the stats on this game here tonight. As the Lobsters with that 2-1 lead, they outshot the Prowlers 16-7 in that second period. Again, they dominated Port Huron for long stretches of that middle frame, and even got themselves a power play goal. They're 1 for 3 on the man advantage. Prowlers 0 for 4, and those penalty minute totals ramping up mostly because of those 10-minute misconducts plus the fight. But some sizable penalty minute totals on both sides, and 7 total power plays between the two teams. Not a low number by any stretch. And Prowlers will have to make a comeback here in period number 3 if they are to pull off a victory or at least get some points. And they are just trailing by a goal. We'll be right back with much more on the PHP Network.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Grab your friends and head to Bella Bola, a local pizza spot located in the heart of downtown Port Huron. Our menu is full of timeless favorites made fresh in our on-site pizza oven. Available for pickup or delivery. Just don't fight over the last slice.
They're seriously not even that much better than you.
Should've just got a ticket from phprowlers.com.
I should have just bought tickets at phprowlers.com.
I got it!
I should have just got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
I should have got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
They should have just got tickets
at phprowlers.com.
Welcome back here to McMorran Place. Just a few minutes left here in the second intermission. And the Lobsters have a 2-1 lead on the Port Huron Prowlers. Will Wiggleman here with you on the PHP Network. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Been a pretty good game so far between these two teams, as the Prowlers trying to continue what has been a successful start to the weekend. The victory last night over the Watertown Wolves, and now trying to parlay that into a victory over one of the top teams over in the Continental Division in the Athens Rock Lobsters. And before we get to period number 3, let's take a look ahead for Port Huron. Upcoming schedule here for the Prowlers. Next weekend, it will be the Motor City Rockers for another home and home. 3 more home and homes left this season between the Prowlers and the Rockers. 7:30 on Friday down at Big Boy Arena, and then 7:05 here at McMorran Place. As the first of 2 home and homes between those two teams this month. But of course, before we get there, this weekend wraps up tomorrow afternoon against Athens on Faith and Family Day, 3:05 puck drop at McMorran Place, and then get to that home and home again, the first of 2 this month between Prowlers and the Motor City Rockers. Those two teams play 14 total times, 7 at each McMorran and Big Boy Arena. And so there'll be some big games, certainly. And they're always big. Prowlers just need 2 more wins to secure the season series victory over the Motor City Rockers. So they can do that this upcoming weekend. Next week, we have Mental Health Awareness Night, or 2 weeks from now. Mental Health Awareness Night. That is on Friday against HC Venom. And then they'll take Prowlers will take on the Mississippi Seawolves on Saturday. Both of those 7:05 p.m. starts, and those games will wrap up season series with both the Venom and the Seawolves. Prowlers winless against the Venom this season, and they have won all 4 games they faced against the Mississippi Seawolves. All 4 games against the Seawolves have been here at McMorran Place so far. It's just a 5-game season series, all of them here. Prowlers do not travel down Mississippi Coast Coliseum this season. Meanwhile, this will be the first and only time the Venom visit McMorran Place this regular season. Prowlers lost 3 one-goal games, 2 in Newburgh and 1 in Poughkeepsie, as the Venom tried to figure out what their home rink situation was throughout this season. How about the Seawolves and the Venom in action tonight? As we take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard, every team in the FPHL is in action tonight. And we start in Wytheville. Blue Ridge Bobcats tied with the Binghamton Black Bears 2-2. Brandon Reller, the former Lobster, scored his first goal as a Bobcat. Tyson Kirkby tied things right back up, though, in the second period for the Bears. They're still playing in the middle frame, and it is 2-2. It was 1-1 last we checked in Danbury. Now it's 3-2 in favor of the Hat-Tricks, as Connor Woolley and Chase Harwell, fresh off the IR, got goals in that middle frame. Dustin Jasso, shockingly, was the catalyst for the second goal for the Venom. And it is a 3-2 lead for the Hat-Tricks heading into period number 3. Meanwhile, the Wolves have taken a 2-1 lead over the Motor City Rockers in the third period down in Fraser, 45 minutes down the road from here at McMorran Place. It's Davide Gaeta and Trevor Lord who scored in period 2. And despite the Rockers outshooting the Wolves 44-26 tonight, they are trailing by 1. They have not yet hit the midway point of period 3. Anton Borodkin has been fantastic tonight for Watertown. Continuing on, the Columbus River Dragons, barring a minor miracle in the final minute in Carolina, going to fall tonight 4-1 to the Carolina Thunderbirds. Gus Ward with a hat trick and an assist. Will most certainly be tonight's Spurs star. Roman Kramer has 3 helpers. Mario Cavalieri made 39 saves. Again, that one in the final minute. It is 4-1 Birds. Parker Moskal has found the back of the net in Danville. Rex Moe with the other 2 as the Moccasins have a 3-0 lead on the Dashers Hockey Club of Danville, Illinois, as they play early on in period 2. Finally, they're in the 3rd period down in Biloxi. Lucas Pekarzik opened the scoring with Shane Haggerty, Ryu Namiki, and Elijah Wilson responded for Baton Rouge. And Zydeco have a 3-1 lead. Of course, here it is 2-1 in favor of the visiting Athens Rock Lobsters. As we take one more look at the game stats, nobody will start in the penalty box in this 3rd period, but plenty of guys have served 5 minutes, 10 minutes during that 2nd period. Lobsters with the only power play goal of the game for either side, and 7 total power plays for these 2 teams. And what hasn't felt like a big rough game, but there have been some tensions throughout the night, certainly between the 2 teams. We get set for period number 3. Take one more look at our PHP Network trivia question. Want to know how many women in the United States have a history of breast cancer? It is, of course, taking a shot at Breast Cancer Night tonight. And over 4 million women have, in the United States alone, have a history of breast cancer. And plenty of us know somebody who has been affected by it in one way or another. And you can certainly help the cause, help the fight by visiting takingashot@breastcancer.com. Learn more about their foundation and to donate. They have some great swag up on their website. If you don't just want to donate, you can get yourself a nice t-shirt, wear it around, and really show your support for the fight against breast cancer. 2-1, the score for the Athens Rock Lobsters. William Lavaliere getting set in the goal crease, down 2 hours left. He's up 17 of 18 Prowler shots so far tonight. Reed Cooper in the goal crease, down 2 hours right. Missed up 21 of 23 Lobsters shots. Matt Graham's line starts this 3rd period for Port Huron against Garrett Milan's line for Athens. The Schultz Family McDonald's 3rd period is underway. Gavrilovich moved it up to Glukariev. Prowlers take over and regroup. Johnson's pass off a stick. Shinkarik back for Gavrilovich. Millette chasing after him. Comes through for Weisblatt. And poked out of the zone. Weisblatt knocks Graham down to the ice. Meanwhile, Millette with the puck. Across, and it comes back across to Johnson. Quick up, tipped in by Graham. Millette and Glukariev hustling after the loose puck. They get there together. Tied up, Luckney watching the scrum. Puck's in his skates now, and Milan sweeps it out of the zone right to Simmons. Fisher fresh off the bench. Prowlers in the midst of a change as Shinkarik leaves it off for Gavrilovich. He steps out. Big man Gavrilovich traded from the Blue Ridge Bobcats in exchange for Brandon Reller. And as we mentioned during the intermission report, Reller has his first goal as a Bobcat. Gavrilovich did spend a stretch of this season inactive in the SPHL with Knoxville and Peoria, as Cooper makes a save on that dump attempt. Kept in by the Lobsters. Gallant to Johnson, slid it down to Oja. Up behind the net, Gallant looking towards Malik Johnson, couldn't find a passing lane. Now he goes towards the net, and he missed it wide. Ojo is dumped down to the ice. Prowlers look to escape. Popped off of Marty's stick, and Malik Johnson dumps it deep. Rimmed up the boards right into Decumbus. Tried to keep it moving. And comes back for Heinzel. Lobsters in the midst of a change. Prowlers trying to catch the minute. But the pass from Simmons Fisher not connecting with Luke James, so icing called against Port Huron. And they'll take the pace off all the way back down to Cooper's end. Face-off will be to Cooper's right after the icing. Alden and Styles are in on it eventually once they drop it. Finally they do. Simmons Fisher spinning off the boards, getting it out of the zone, but all the way down, another icing. As t-shirts tossed into the crowd here tonight on Taking a Shot at Breast Cancer Night. Special here tonight. Prowler Spirit helping out with that. Styles and Alden again on the draw. Alden this time wins it back. Quick shot by Cola Tarsi. Got blocked up in traffic. Poked along by Simmons Fisher. Kept in by Cola Tarsi. Styles is tied up. Simmons Fisher moves it up the boards. Ronan on goal. He just missed it wide to the blocker side of Reed Cooper. Styles hustling after that puck to negate the icing. It's taken in by Demke. Turned over. Prowlers trying to do something with it. They cannot. Powell slips it out. Alden over to Kolatarsi. Now for Powell. Kolatarsi once again this time. He goes up to Ronan. Got it in from the red line. Ronan heading in to complete a change. Pass up to Millette. He was looking the wrong way for it. And it goes all the way down for yet another icing against the Prowlers. Their third of this third period so far that is less than 3.5 minutes old. Face-off will be once again to Cooper's right. Graham and Milan in to take it. Tied up, Lukariev pushes it to the point. D-to-D pass, Shinkarik makes a move. Well, back pedals, his shot just wide. Milan put it back on net. Kick save and a beauty from Reed Cooper. Shinkarik sent it in off of Lockney skating back out. This time the pass is on for Milan. Parsons steps up to dump him to the ice. Bounced off the Zamboni door right to Cooper, and he elects to clamp the blocker on top to cover up. Face off again, deep in Prowler territory. Shots just 2-0 for the Lobsters in this third period. And Brian Parsons having a chat with Orca Weisblad as both of them head back to their respective benches. Finally, we're set to drop the puck once again. Russell steps up, he shoots, it's blocked. I believe that was Federley who got in the way. Here comes Austin Federley, has Bussell charging to the net. Federley backhands it down the boards. Bussell and Johnson cancel out. Here's Oja harassed by Tristan Sim. Malik Johnson for Oja. Johnson once again. Lead pass cut off by Federley. Tried to work back in, couldn't do it. Got his pocket picked. Picard from the red line off the far corner boards. Alex Johnson over to Lockhart. That's the red line, tried to get it in. Loose puck right in front of Lavalier. Styles crashing the net, and the puck just goes wide. centering feed. That one couldn't be put on goal by Luke James. DeCumbus trying to step around Russell, got to the point, sent on net, deflected wide. Back on goal, in and out of the glove of Lavalier, and Johnson able to toss it out. Delstrom heads after it, and that will be icing against the Rock Lobsters. We'll take a timeout. Just over 5 minutes gone in period 3. Prowlers still trail by a goal.
At Hungry Howie's, we have a flavor philosophy. It's that you deserve to mix and match the most delicious flavor you've ever had with even more of the most delicious flavor you've ever had. But how can you mix and match the most delicious flavor twice at the same time? Well, we're not in the business of logic. We're in the business of blowing your flavor-loving mind with flavor upon flavor. Philosophize on that. Get any 2 items on the mix and match menu, including the 2-topping flatbread pizza for $6.99 each.
Hungry?
Howie's!
Back here at McMorran Place. Early stages of period 3, still 2-1 game in favor of the Athens Rock Lobsters. Of course, they'll be doing a post-game jersey auction here to support taking a shot at breast cancer. Those great uniforms Prowlers wearing on the ice here tonight, the black and pink, will be auctioned off for a great cause. It'll be Picard and Graham in on this face-off. Tied up, comes to the boards, and Malik Johnson swoops in for it. Able to sidestep most of a check from Lockney and keep on going. Lockhart headed after it back to his own end. Johnson finishes his check on Lockhart. Malik Johnson on the puck now, kicks it out. Popped over top of Reed Cooper and lands on the other side. Shinkarik, one-touch pass across, ends up on Millet's tape. Prowlers up with numbers. Graham looking towards Johnson, but Shinkarik blocked the pass. Now it's Johnson, was right down in the middle of the slot. Cooper forced to cover up. Took the glove off the puck and then finally did cover up as Glukariev was coming in to force him to cover and get a whistle. The offensive zone face-off for the Athens Rock Lobsters. Now is there a penalty coming up? Prowlers were not allowed to change here because the dump came from the Lobsters side of center, so it's like a reverse icing. Prowlers unable to change. Penalty box door is open for Port Huron, and conversations between Matt Graham, Austin Federley, and the referee Jonathan Satarski. As Lucas Lockney will go to serve it. Or they're just getting Lucas Lockney for delay of game. A delay of game penalty against the Prowlers here, and Lucas Lockney in the box. 4th power play of the night for the Lobsters. They are 1 for 3. Shinkarik chops it deep. Federley finds it. Tried to clap it down. Nice hit, Gallant. Graham finishes his check on Milan. Here comes Glukariev for Gallant. Lost the handle as he tried to get it into a shooting position. Nice diving play by Federley to clear. Weisblatt drops it off. Glukariev back to Weisblatt. Couldn't make that pass cleanly, and the Prowlers clear down again. This time they get all the way down. 35 seconds gone on the penalty to Lockney. Gallant steps past Simmons. Fisher on the forehand, put it to the crease, and the only one there to grab it was Lockhart. Gallant takes a look, goes off the back glass, comes all the way around, comes to Weisblatt at the point. Tried to get to Milan, and Adam Heinzel right in between them, able to get out of the zone. Heinzel steps up on Milan. Gallant trying to drag it through. Pass down low, and that was cut off. Graham fires it along the dasher all the way down again. 42 seconds left on this Athens man advantage. Shinkarik slowly up ice. Gives it over to Picard. Step by Simmons. Fisher had to come back for the puck. He rims it around. All the way through Percola Tarsi at the point. Looking for Malik Johnson. That didn't work. Simmons Fisher able to get it out. 15 seconds left to go on this power play for the Athens Rock Lobsters that hasn't gotten much going. Lavalier almost had a little bit of trouble with that dump. That dump will take care of the rest of the penalty. The Prowlers PK makes quick work of the delay of game call. Lockhart spun it all the way around. Olatarsi trying to keep it in with Sim right there. Lobsters try and regroup. Oja chipped it past Marty. Loose puck grab by Johnson. Demke down to the ice. Millet from a sharp angle. That one off the stick of Lockhart. Caroms all the way to Millet. Millet slips it through towards Johnson. Chases after it in the offensive zone. He dumps it around. Millet scoops up the loose puck. Slips it up the boards to Lockney. Tries to drive his way to the net. Couldn't bring the puck with him. Johnson. Wrister deflected. Lockney from his knees tried to bat at it. Where is it? Lavalier scrambling. Now Millet with it behind the net. Out high Johnson. Lavalier resets. Johnson walks in. His shot blocked painfully by Millet. Millet over to Thelstrom. Gets it through, and Lavalier with the save. Milan tried to swing at it and dump it down. Now he has it. And he'll soft chip it into the Prowlers zone. Demke went down hard as he took a slash. Now Demke going after Ludwig. Thelstrom behind the play, and Dion Demke is getting a penalty here. Demke thought he was slashed and that there should have been a penalty, but instead he's the one heading to the box. And high sticking is the signal. So the Prowlers will go to their 5th power play of the night in a big spot. A chance to tie this game just before the midway point of period 3. They send out Jamie Bissell's unit with Sim, DeCumbis, Simmons Fisher, and Lockhart. It will be Bussell to take the face-off against Hunter Alden. Out of Walla Walla, Washington, Alden, which isn't really notable except it's fun to say. As DeCumbis sent it through, saved by Lavalier, it's pushed just wide on the rebound. Sim got it over towards Simmons Fisher, but sent down ice by Weisblatt. Lockhart behind his own net, 25 seconds gone on the man advantage. Lead pass for Bussell. Johnson drops it for Graham. Able to muscle off Alden. Shinkarik throws a hit on Graham, whips it out up top. Federley's shot got through. Graham on the rebound, pinballs around, and they score! It's Lockney with his second, a power play goal has tied things up. Prowlers take advantage of the scramble in front, and Lucas Lockney pokes it home as Lavalier was out of position, and Lockney was able to get it on the backside. And that's Lockney's second of the night, 13th of the year, and 5th on the power play. The Prowlers convert to tie it up. Kyle Russell back for it. as the Lobsters look for an answer. Milan sandwiched between a couple of Prowlers. Touched in, and Simmons Fisher after it. Picard looking to turn it on net, and it goes around the backside. Sent on net, saved by Cooper. He sweeps it right back to Russell in the corner. Touched by a high stick of a Lobster. I think Marty thought his team knocked it down with a high stick, as he was the next one to play it. Bukaryev slips it out. Russell on goal. That one didn't get all the way through, and Gallant from in tight got a shot away. Reed Cooper able to make the save. Lucas Lockney with 2 goals. Matt Graham with 2 assists tonight. And the Prowlers tied up with the Lobsters 2-2. We'll take a break here on the PHP Network.
EDA, providing local business support for over 70 years. And helping to boost our region's workforce, retain and attract talent. Working to grow the local economy and the flow of money into our community to help businesses be profitable and successful. Focused on improving the region's economic strength and quality of life for residents. To learn more about the EDA of St. Clair County, visit edascc.com.
Explore 140 miles of stunning shoreline along Lake Huron in Michigan's Thumb Coast. Begin your adventure on a blanket of golden sand at one of our serene beaches. Connect with the historic atmosphere of our region's nautical influence and reconnect with friends under a blanket of stars. Plan your perfect getaway at bluewater.org.
Back here in Port Huron, they're doing the wave here at McMorran Place. Prowlers have just tied things up 2-2. Now 9:07 left in period number 3. And the power play comes through in a big spot. There have been plenty of scrambles around William Lavaliere's net tonight, and Port Huron finally able to take advantage of one of them and tie things up. Now up to face a defensive zone face-off here. Picard, Malik Johnson, and Orca Weisblatt line out for the Lobsters. Prowlers countering on the line of Bussell, Federley, and DeCumbus. Face off one back by Weisblatt. Wristed on goal and hit some traffic in front and went wide. Looks like DeCumbus taking Marty's spot on this line. As for, at least for right now. See if that continues. Weisblatt turns it deep. Malik Johnson trying to leave it there for Picard. Bussell able to move it to Thelstrom. Got it out of the zone. Powell gave it right away to Bussell. Touched in by Federley. Port Huron in the midst of a change. Weisblatt slowly up, gets to the red line, tosses it in, and heads after it along with Parsons. Moved out to Graham. Puck popped up in the air as Malik Johnson challenged Matt Graham. Lockney gave it away. Here comes Johnson on a breakaway. Saved by Cooper as he shut it down. And an arm is up in the air for a penalty as Johnson went flying after he took that shot. Well, Reed Cooper with his biggest save of the night. Stones Malik Johnson on the breakaway. Johnson and the Lobsters are heading to the power play. As a high sticking call is coming to Brett Lockhart. And the fans letting the referees hear it here at McMorran Place. And after a big power play goal for Port Huron, it's a big PK. 8:13 left to go in regulation. Milan touches it back to the point. Shinkarik sent it down and around. And it comes all the way through to James, and he backhands it all the way down. Shinkarik takes the handoff from Lavaliere. Prowlers getting fresh killers out as Shinkarik flies all the way in. He shot it wide right along the ice. Shinkarik trying to go end to end. Weisblatt fakes the shot, drops for Milan. Shinkarik one-timer off the backboards. Didn't carry him all the way back out in front. Cooper found it right the side of the net, and he covers up. Did take a hard carom off those backboards. They hit either Johnson or Parsons. That would be Malik Johnson. You see both Malik Johnson and Alex Johnson in there talking. And I think Alex Johnson is implying that Malik Johnson put on a bit of a performance there to draw that penalty. Face-off will be to Cooper's left. Marty will take it against Milan. Orca Weisblatt lined up right at the top of that circle behind Milan. That's where he wants to win it, I thought. Instead, he won it over to Gallant. So, joke's on me. That's not where Garrett Milan wanted to win that face-off. That's why they have me up here in the booth and not down on the ice. Weisblatt floats it across to Milan. Now for Shinkarik. Fanned on that shot, and Luke James able to softly send it down ice. Prowlers getting a change. Halfway through this Lobsters power play. And Shinkarik's pass off of Austin Federley. He'll have to hustle back for it. Milan couldn't dance through Matt Graham, and Shinkarik once again regrouping in his own end. He'll try Weisblatt this time. That pass wasn't clean, and Parsons only got back as far as Weisblatt, and he's able to chip it in. Parsons around the glass and all the way down once again. 30 seconds left on this man advantage for Athens. Shinkarik on for Alden. He gets his way into the offensive zone, throws on the brakes. Kolatarsi a drive, saved by Cooper. The rebound was there, and Cooper with a second stop. Heinzel clears out of the zone. Final seconds ticking off this Lobsters power play. That got one shot on net, and it caused a little bit of trouble. They ended up with 2 shots on goal during the power play. They got the original shot and the rebound as well. But we stay tied 2-2, under 6 to go. Lukariev dangles in on the backhand, and Cooper scoops it up and hangs on. So Port Huron gets back to even strength. And a chance now to try and push and see if they can find a goal to put them back in front. They did lead this game 1-0 at one point. Lobsters out shooting the Prowlers 8-6 here in the third. Milan floats it across looking for Shinkarik. Tried to recollect it off the boards, but Reggie Millette came in for the puck. Millette able to regain control. Lockney works out along with Graham. On the left wing side, tries a shot from right about where he scored his first goal, but couldn't get it on target. Millette up high for Parsons, sent it through. That one kicked out by Shinkarik. Here come the Lobsters 3-on-2. That shot stopped by Cooper as Ronan put it on and then came back to Cooper from the corner. And he'll cover up. I'm not sure if that first shot from Ronan did get all the way to Cooper or if it was blocked. Either way, looks like it was blocked by Ludwig Fellstrom, so my apologies. Ludwig Fellstrom with a big block there. Face-off will be down in Cooper's territory. 5:16 left to go in period 3. 2-2 here on Breast Cancer Awareness Night. Pink the Ring taking a shot at breast cancer. Whatever you call it, same idea. Face-off one back by the Lobsters. Rister through traffic. That hit Bussell, looked like on the way through. Heinzel had only as far as Shinkarik at the line. Simmons Fisher pushed it out of the zone, looking into Cumbus's direction, and now Federley collects that loose puck. Pitchforks it in off the back glass. Shinkarik over to the far side to Malik Johnson. Back across to Shinkarik. And now Shinkarik looks to move up ice. That's the red line, right in on Cooper. He gloves it and drops it for Simmons Fisher. Play continues as Simmons Fisher bounces it up to DeCumbus. Enters the offensive zone. His shot step by Lavalier. The rebound just got past Federley as Gavrilovich tied him up. Gallant couldn't get that floater through. Glove down. Johnson had it poked away. And now Austin Federley as Stiles breaking, tried to get it to him just out of his reach. He's first on it in the corner. Stiles up the wall. Marty kept it in, fresh off the bench. No, he did not keep it in, pardon me. So Weisblatt's able to skate out with it. Trying to do it all himself. Colatarsi played it out of the zone, brought it back in, offside. Called against the Lobsters. Take our final timeout. Under 4 to go in a 2-all game here at McMorran Place.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rear-view mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Welcome to McDonald's. How may I help you?
Can I please get a big...
What I need from you is a chicken Big Mac.
A chicken Big Mac? That's not a Big Mac.
Actually, it is.
It's not
A Big Mac.
Chicken Big Mac?
Chicken patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, and pickles on a sesame seed bun. Enjoy.
The chicken Big Mac.
It's not a Big Mac.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
We invite you to tune into our next broadcast. That will be tomorrow, Sunday, March the 9th. We'll see if I still have a voice by then, as the Prowlers and the Lobsters wrap up their weekends with a 3:05 puck drop here at McMorran Place. Pre-game show starts at 2:50. It's all right here on the PHP Network. Of course, if you can make it, please do. Faith and Family Night here in Port Huron. And a great way to wrap up your weekend before having to go back to work on Monday. See the Prowlers, you'll be home in plenty of time. Put the kids to bed, or put yourself to bed. Johnson battling with Weisblatt. Here comes Glukariev, trying to fend off Lockhart. And now Johnson. Head up. Floats it in Millet's general direction. No icing here as Millet and Oja come together in the corner. Lockney trying to pull it out of the scrum. Instead, it's Weisblatt who's able to. Graham trying to muscle him off the puck. Weisblatt floated as far as the line. Good play by Lockhart to keep it in and then keep the Lobsters from going the other direction. Milan going to make a pass up to Weisblatt. That was blocked away. Colatarsi over to Oja. Weisblatt off the window all the way down, and that will just have enough for the icing. The Prowlers get an offensive zone face-off here with under 3 to go. They will send out the Bucell line here now. And just an in-game score update because this game matters that much. Moshe Rockers back ahead of the Watertown Wolves. That's important news for the Prowlers, who trail Watertown by 2 points. It's 3-2 Motor City right now, about 45 minutes down the road from here. Here's Austin Federley, tried to turn it out in front, came back to him. Heinzel, a blast, it's blocked by Weisblatt. Marty swung and missed at that pass from Simmons Fisher. Now it's Weisblatt working his way to the red line. He dumps it in, heads off for a change. Gavrilovich took Federley in. Those two cancel out. Now it's Port Huron's turn to get fresh bodies on the ice. Glukariev moving up with some speed. Enters the Prowlers zone, still on it. Bounce up top. Shinkarik over to Gavrilovic. Brister through traffic, and it's gloved and held by Reed Cooper. And of interest to Rock Lobsters fans, I guess if we're opening up the can of worms that is in-game, out-of-town score updates, the Carolina Thunderbirds did defeat the Columbus River Dragons 4-1. That has gone final. Thunderbirds now over 100 points. Second team to reach the 100-point plateau this season after the Binghamton Black Bears. Chipped along to Lockney. Has Johnson going to the net, but Lockney just lost it as the puck hopped up on him. Rister through by Lockhart. Gloved by Lavaliere, and he'll hang on with 1:47 left to go in regulation. Tied at 2-all. Prowlers had a great chance there, but the puck just disagreed with Lucas Lockney, and he couldn't get it over to Johnson. Face-off will be to Lavaliere's left. Lucelle and Alden in to take it. Shinkarik harassed by Marty. Able to get to Gallant. Alden working in on Simmons Fisher. Throws on the brakes. Sent down and around all the way. Heinzel moving up in Federley's direction. Bounces it out. Shinkarik fired it across to Alden. Now he gets it deep. Heinzel first one there. Fanned on the clearing attempt. Pass out in front. Gallant trying to get to shooting area. And a block by Bussell as Gallant had it on his backhand. Tried to turn to his forehand. Had to settle down that puck and couldn't do it. And allowed the Prowlers to get back to cover up the shooting lane. Lockhart in front looking for Lockney. And Kolatarsi was in the area as well as we hit the final minute. Kolatarsi to Milan. Down low, tried to float it in Kolatarsi's direction. That didn't work. Lockney on the counter. 5 Lobsters back. Lockney forced to the boards by Weisblatt. Milan able to pull it out of the scrum. And he tosses it out of the zone. Lockhart grabs it there, goes back to Alex Johnson, the final 30. Lead pass looking for Kenny Stiles, and that will be an icing against Port Huron with 26.5 seconds left to go in regulation. Johnson and Lockhart will have to come right back out onto the ice. And in a big face-off, the biggest one of the night. Reed Cooper's right. And we will have a timeout by Chris Paul and the Prowlers. Before we get to it, there's been a tight game all the way, at least on the scoreboard. Prowlers scored under 2 minutes in on a shot from Lucas Lockney that William Lavaliere likely stops 9 times out of 10. But that was the 10th. And it was 1-0 Port Huron. Garrett Milan tied things up later in that opening period. And it was 1-1 heading into the second. There, Orca Weisblatt at the side of the net, able to put it home. A power play goal for Weisblatt. And made 2-1 Lobsters. Prowlers answered with a power play goal here in the third after the puck pinballed around in front of Lavaliere's crease. And Lockney with his second of the night ties things up, and that's where we stand. A huge face-off coming to Reed Cooper's right. Stiles and Milan. On this face-off, Stiles with a big win. Johnson rims it around. Lockney able to touch it out of the zone. Lobsters trying to work right back up, but Stiles takes it from Milan into the offensive zone. Drop for Millette. 13 seconds left to go. Milan looking for one last rush. Lead pass, misses everybody. Icing waved off. Lockhart is banging around the glass all the way down. We'll get overtime. For the second time between these teams this season, we get 3-on-3, 5 minutes of sudden death overtime. And we will do it when we come back here on the PHP Network.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
So I must amend my out-of-town scoring from earlier. The Motor City Rockers actually defeated the Watertown Wolves 3-2 in overtime. So Watertown does pick up a point here tonight. Prowlers also pick up a point as we're about to start overtime. And they're looking to pick up another one. You see the records for these teams in games that have ended in overtime. And one of those 4 OT winners for the Lobsters came against the Prowlers back on December the 28th. And it belonged to their captain, Carter Shinkarik. And Reed Cooper hoping to get the victory here tonight. And a guy who's been one save away a number of times this season. Cooper with a record of 4-2-3, so more overtime shootout losses than regulation losses for Reed Cooper this year. Prowlers will try and give him the victory here tonight. And William Lavaliere on the line for him, his perfect 6-0 record as a member of the Athens Rock Lobsters. Lobsters beginning with Milan, Lukariev, and Shinkarik. Prowlers starting with Graham, Millette, and Lucas Lockney is climbing over the boards to join them. So the bold 3-forward strategy from Port Huron to begin overtime. Graham and Milan to start the extra session. And we're underway. Milan able to win it back to Shinkarik. And the Lobsters will set things up in their own end. They go to Milan. Works his way in with speed. Drops it up. Lukariev didn't get much on that shot. And Cooper played it out for Lockney. He's chased down by Lukariev. Lockney couldn't drag it through. Graham on goal, saved by Lavaliere. And he hangs on to it for a whistle. You always run the risk when you have 3 forwards out there in overtime that the other team gets the puck and comes down the other direction. But the Prowlers did a good job defending Garrett Milan. They'll switch things up, so will the Lobsters. Lobsters going with Malik Johnson, Orca Weisblatt, and Adam Oja. Prowlers with Federley Bussell and Alex Johnson. No relation, by the way. Oja. Set it up to Orca Weisblatt. Has a goal tonight. Oja heading to the net. But Weisblatt's pass picked off by Bussell. Prowlers looking to come back up on the counter. Federley works in. Toe drag, saved by Lavaliere. Johnson back with it, and his turnaround try out of play off a stick. Already a couple of good chances. And we're not even a minute gone in the extra session. Prowlers go back to Graham, Millette, and Lockney. Lobsters with a fresh 3 out there. Picard, Gallant, and Kyle Russell. Another face-off win for Athens. Gallant has Graham to deal with. Graham pushes him up against the boards. Millette trying to pull that puck free. Russell. Head up, tries the home run feed to Picard. Picard able to get around Millette to the net, save by Cooper. As Picard ended up shooting it right into Reed Cooper's chest. He had Gallant moving towards the back door as well. 2 shots apiece here in the overtime. Lobsters won the shot battle in the third, 11-7, and they lead right now 36-27 in shots. Milan and Federley on this face-off. Federley wins it back, and the Prowlers get a possession. It's Federley, Lockhart, and Bussell right now. Federley skates up. Works in, takes the shot, kick save, Lavaliere, and Milan rescues the rebound. Lockhart trying to take it from Lavaliere. Federley beats Shinkarik to it. They're tied up. Lockhart and Milan going to join the fray. Lockhart comes out with it. And Lockhart didn't like what he saw. He'll go back to Bussell, back in his own end. Port Huron making changes. Weisblatt steps onto the ice for Athens. DeCumbus, Johnson, and Millette. A threesome now for Port Huron. Johnson in no hurry. Under 3 to go in overtime. He's watched by Milan. Johnson flies in on the left wing. Shot right into catching glove of William Lavaliere. Alex Johnson with a couple of opportunities here in the overtime. Prowlers out shooting the Lobsters right now. 4-2 in the extra session. Johnson sticking out there. Matt Graham and Reggie Millette off the bench to join him. Graham wins it back. Johnson took a look, had Malik Johnson coming right to him, so he couldn't take the shot. Pushed out of the zone. Alex Johnson looks to turn it back up. Colatarsi lifted his stick, and then Johnson may have gotten the stick up high on Colatarsi, who went down. Johnson pleading his case, but the Lobsters will have a 4-on-3 power play to try and end things here in overtime. Fans voicing their displeasure over the call. And Alex Johnson will have to sit in the box for some nervous times. True balance penalty kill up to its toughest test of the night. Lobsters scored a 5-on-3 goal in this game. See if they can score on 4-on-3 and end it. Prowlers trying to kill it off. And if they do kill the full 2 minutes, there'll be about 35 seconds for them to work with. Try and get themselves an OT winner. Here's Milan, one-timer blocked by Heinzel. Shinkarik over to Gallant. Malik Johnson's lineup right in front of Cooper, taking away his eyes. Well, Gallant on goal. Cooper juggled and held as Malik Johnson got a piece of it, and Adam Heinzel doubled over back to the Prowler bench after a great blocked shot. He gets taps on the head from his teammates. As Port Huron sends out a new 3, Bussell, James, and Lockhart to kill. Gallant up high to Shinkarik. Milan. Shinkarik, one-timer, he didn't get anything on it. Lobsters regain control. Gallant tries the one-timer. That one blocked by Bussell. Bussell gets it to James, and he'll skate with it. And all by himself, just dumps it in and goes off for a change. Shinkarik flies up with 45 seconds gone on the power play for Athens. Milan up high to Shinkarik. Walks the line for Milan, across, and now Shinkarik. And Milan play catch. Gallant takes a look over to Milan. That pass wasn't clean, and Federley able to saucer it down right on Lavaliere. 50 seconds left on the penalty to Alex Johnson. Milan gets in, makes a move, had his stick lifted and couldn't get a shot off. Shinkarik down low for Weisblatt. Back to Shinkarik. Takes the shot, blocked by Bussell, out of play. Prowlers sacrificing the body, blocking shots. 30 seconds left on the penalty to Alex Johnson. And Garrett Milan and Carter Shinkarik sticking out there They've been out there this entire minute and 30 seconds of power play time, and the Lobsters are going to call their timeout. Can't take it with them, so they'll take it and at least give those two guys a rest and maybe draw something up. Steve Martinson gathering his troops over there on the road bench. And Prowlers with at least 3 blocked shots on this power play for Athens. 1 shot on net credited to the Lobsters so far on this OT man advantage. Their 6th power play of the game. 30 seconds left on it, and Alex Johnson nervously sitting there in the penalty box. As the Lobsters draw something up, it's Garrett Milan who's drawing something up there on their bench. Prowlers discussing their strategy over on the other side. Face-off will come to Reed Cooper's right. It's Graham, Federley, and Simmons Fisher for Port Huron. Shinkarik's on the bench. Milan's still out there, along with Weisblatt, Glukariev, and Oja. Oja has spent this season in the SPHL with the Quad City Storm. 6 points in 31 games. This is his 2nd game as a Lobster, and he collects it off the face-off. Milan walks the line, drive, kick, saving a beauty by Matt Graham. Glukariev got his stick up high on Federley, and the arm stayed down. Glukariev, Milan had it bounce away from him. Graham tripped up. Milan also goes down. Here's Simmons Fisher scooping up the puck, short-handed. Simmons Fisher taken into the boards, but he kills off the rest of the Lobsters' man advantage. Johnson is free. Milan back in. Weisblatt. A sliding Prowler forced Weisblatt to make a move. And now Port Huron looks to move up with numbers. But James couldn't catch up to that puck. Loose puck, Weisblatt tried to get it to Oja, and it's batted down to the Lobsters' end with 15 seconds left in overtime. One last rush for Athens. Shinkarik flying in. Tried to drop it off. Tied up along the boards. Tossed out. And that will do it. We will get a shootout here tonight in Port Huron. The Prowlers with a gutsy penalty kill in overtime. And they wanted a couple of penalties called against the Lobsters in that extra session as well. And they did not get them. Alex Johnson having a chat with Jonathan Satarski, the referee. Either way, we head to the shootout. Best of 3 rounds. Once you get past 5 rounds, same shooter can shoot twice. See the records in shootouts. Lobsters very, very good. They won 6 of their 7 shootouts this season. Prowlers 3-2 in the skills competition. We go the distance here tonight. It's been a heck of a hockey game. Thanks so much for sticking up with us here on the PHP Network. I'm Will Wiggleman, taking you all the way through it. It is a 2-2 game. And we'll see who shoots first, and we'll see who gets to shoot for both sides. And it'll be Carter Shinkarik to shoot first. He spent most of that overtime on the ice. The captain and the OT hero the last time these teams played. Here comes Shinkarik swinging right. To the backhand, saved by Cooper. So now Austin Federley, the Prowlers captain, with a chance to put his team ahead. And if there's a specialty for Austin Federley, you might call it the shootout. Here he comes. Swings to the right side in no hurry. Federley works in, he scores! 1-0 Prowlers through one round. Casing Gallant will get the second chance for the Rock Lobsters. Gallant works to the left this time. Gets in, makes a couple of moves, and Cooper keeps the stick down to keep Gallant from going 5-hole. So a chance to win it here for Reggie Millette. The game on his stick. Here comes Millette with Reggie Chance in the crowd. Millette gains speed on his backhand. He just pushed it wide. So we go to round 3, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Prowlers. Garrett Milan has to score. Milan, the leader in goals, assists, and points for this Lobsters team. Scored their first goal tonight. And here he comes, swinging to the right. Milan back to the middle, makes a couple of fakes. Cooper pokes it, and the Prowlers win! Reed Cooper with the stop, and the Prowlers take it tonight in the shootout. Reed Cooper 3 for 3 in the skills competition. Austin Federley scores the only shootout goal, and the Prowlers come back to take 2 points here tonight against the Athens Rock Lobsters. Their first ever win against the Lobsters in their 3rd ever meeting. And Port Huron, a huge, huge victory here tonight. Stick around for the post-game show here on the PHP Network as the Prowlers celebrate the big victory, and we will be right back on the PHP Network.
They're seriously not even that much better than you.
Should've just got a ticket from phprowlers.com.
I should have just bought tickets at phprowlers.com.
I got it!
I should have just got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
I should have got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
They should have just got tickets
at phprowlers.com.
Will Wiggleman back here at McMorran Place. Little picture on the ice after taking a shot at Breast Cancer Night victory for the Port Huron Prowlers. A huge win to take the extra point against the Lobsters tonight in comeback fashion. And the Prowlers have now won 2 of 3 this weekend, and they'll play the 3rd one tomorrow afternoon against these same Lobsters. But time now to go back through this one, goal by goal. It was Reed Cooper against William Lavaliere to begin this one in between the pipes, and Cooper making with a 4-2-3 record. Lavaliere putting his perfect 6-0 record as a Lobster on the line. And Lavaliere had a bit of a blunder early on as Lucas Lockney from about the half wall on a rush. He was all by himself, just threw the puck on net, and Lavaliere missed it. Minute 36 in, Prowlers had a 1-0 lead. Midway through that period, Garrett Milan, you knew you couldn't keep him, be tough to keep him off the score sheet all night long, and you couldn't, as Milan was able to get to the slot, slip it home 5-hole, and tie things up at 1. Second period, power plays became a factor, and on a 5-on-3, Orca Weisblatt put it home as the puck pinballed around down by Cooper's end, and he gave Athens a 2-1 lead. But power plays continued to be a factor as we get to the third period, and more chaos in front. This time, it's in front of Lavaliere's net, and Lucas Lockney puts home his second of the game. Send us to overtime, where the Lobsters got a power play in the extra session. Prowlers with multiple blocked shots to kill off that man advantage. Get it to a shootout. Austin Federley, guess who? We are not shocked that Austin Federley, the one who scored in the shootout, and Port Huron able to get the victory as Cooper made the final save at the top of round 3. And Cooper, a guy who's come one save short 3 times this season, losing beyond regulation in just 9 starts coming into tonight. 3 of them were OT or shootout losses. He gets the shootout victory here tonight. Third star of the game tonight is Garrett Milan with his goal. He was stopped in the shootout, by the way, by Cooper to end it in the third round. Second star, Lucas Lockney with 2 goals, and Austin Federley with the shootout winner is tonight's number 1 star. Prowlers move to 23-16-6, up to 69 points, and now 1 back of the Watertown Wolves, who fell in overtime today to the Motor City Rockers. Lobsters see their 4-game win streak come to a close. They're now 33-6-3, up to 92 points, still second in the Continental. We take one last look at the stats from this game. Lobsters outshot the Prowlers 37-30, but Port Huron 37-30, and Port Huron with a 5-3 shots advantage in overtime before getting to the shootout. Each team with a power play goal and plenty of penalty minutes, thanks in large part to the fight and the game and the 10-minute misconducts accrued in that second period. Now the Prowlers celebrate a big comeback win here tonight, but they'll be right back at it tomorrow afternoon. And we hope you'll join us here on the PHP Network. But when we come back, take one last look at the out-of-town scores before we wrap this one up. So don't go anywhere, as there's still more to come.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
We're on a mission to feed the future by helping farmers worldwide be more resilient, more productive, more sustainable for generations to come. Corteva Agriscience. Keep growing.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Well, welcome back one final time here to McMorran Place, and the Prowlers finish off a 3-2 shootout win over the Athens Rock Lobsters on taking a shot at Breast Cancer Night. Well, lots of overtime around the FPHL as we take one last look at our out-of-town scoreboard. But in danger right now, the Binghamton Black Bears' lengthy winning streak. There's under 5 to go in Wytheville. Justin Daly and Nick Stuckless have put the Bobcats up 4-2. And we'll see if the Bobcats can end that long winning streak for the Black Bears. As I mentioned, lots of overtime, and we start with the Venom coming back to defeat the Hat Tricks 5-4 in OT. Nathan Butler tied it with under 3 to go, and then Zanis Zaitchik, a minute 1 into the extra session with the game winner, and the Venom come back to stun Danbury. Speaking of comebacks, the Motor City Rockers got a goal from Brad Ryder in the third, and then Chris Corrigan scored the OT winner as Motor City comes back to take down Watertown, and Ricky Gonzalez's return. Gonzalez 37 saves, Corrigan a goal and an assist, and Josh Colton 3 helpers for the Rockers. Couple of games that will not end in overtime. Start with the Thunderbirds with a 4-1 win over the Columbus River Dragons. Mario Cavalieri made 45 saves. Gus Ford, a hat trick and a helper. Roman Kramer, 3 assists in that one for the Birds. Moccasins up big on the Dashers. It's 6-0 early on in the third. Frank Schumacher has 3 assists for the Mocs. Yanni Liaraco's 2 helpers. Rex Moe has 2 goals, and Nicholas Favaro and Parker Moskal, a goal and an assist apiece for the Mocs. One more overtime game, and it was down in Mississippi as the Seawolves came back to defeat the Zydeco 4-3 in a shootout. Pardon me, as Ross Bartlett and Lucas Pekarzik scored in the skills competition for the Seawolves, and they pull out the victory after trailing 3-1 in that one. So Mississippi with a comeback victory in the shootout, much like the Prowlers, and lots of overtime around the FPHL tonight. Bartlett 2 goals in the third to tie the game, and then scoring in the shootout. And then Pekarzik 2 goals with a goal and 2 assists in regulation, and then the shootout winner. Of course, here 3-2 in a shootout, your final here from McMorran Place. Well, tomorrow afternoon is half as fun as tonight. It's going to be a great one. You'll want to tune in here on the PHP Network. 3:05 p.m. puck drop and a 2:50 pregame. So bring it right here on the PHP Network. But be sure to come to McMorran Place if you can, as it will be Faith and Family Day here in Port Huron. One last time for Kim running the camera, I'm Will Wiggleman. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on the PHP Network.